Supergirl. It was projected anywhere between 45 to 55. Doesn't crack 40. Doesn't crack 39, which was the low. 38. What's that mean for DC moving forward? We'll discuss that. Got some other things coming on. We'll go into the full box office breakdown in general. What's going on with the rankings? Who was closer with the predictions last week? It was me or Roka. So apparently, there's a rumor that the Brave and the Bold Batman's already been potentially cast. Is that true? We shall see. And Comcast split into two, Comcast and NBCUniversal. We'll discuss that and more on the show here today with myself and John Roka. Let's get into it, everybody. Kristian Harloff Show. Here we go.
Did you shit in there?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show here today. It's Kristian Harloff Show. Joining me on the show, as he does every month, John.
Hello, everybody.
Is here. What's up, John? How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, man? How you doing? All my Supergirl people, how you feeling? How you feeling? What a Monday morning, bro. What a Monday morning.
Crazy. And, you know, we talked about the predictions last week of what we thought. And we both were wrong. I was a little closer. But we were both wrong.
Right, if you need that. Okay.
Yes, I do need that. That's what I do every week, and that's what I'll continue to do. So
yeah.
we both I had Jackass at number 4.
Yeah.
But in fact, we both had Backrooms.
Yes.
At number at 5, and it turns out, you know, Disclosure Day still hanging in there, still kicking.
Respect that. Respect
that as well too. So
yeah,
we'll discuss that anymore. But the big story, obviously, is Supergirl not even cracking 40 million at the box office. So we'll talk about it, and I'll tell everybody. So this week, John's going to look to try to get a big win. Last week,
the
winners were as such: Winston and Chris Carr coming in first place. Chris Carr coming in second place.
Wow.
Third place was Mike and Jen. Fourth place was Roka. And fifth place was Smets a la Rusk. So, what it just all over the board, because last week John won, the week before Smets won. Everybody's winning now. So it's good.
Yeah.
The new system in play. It's a lot better than it used to be. So, Roka already has like 26 questions coming in hot already today before he started. So, can he win the week? We shall see. Let's get into this, dude. Let's talk about the story that is Supergirl, and we will bring this up first. And I mean, they're even I guess they're trying to do a positive spin with the article here. It says Supergirl flies to a 38 million debut. She sprained her ankle and barely got off the floor. Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 held on to the top spot at the box office in its second weekend. The title estimated to pull in 70 million domestic and a further 89.1 million overseas by the end of today. That will bring the film's worldwide total to a stunning 585 million just after 10 days, which is pretty crazy, which is what we thought, 70 to 80 we thought on the second week, which makes sense. That would bring the film's worldwide total to a stunning 585 million just after 10 days. Its domestic haul is 56% drop from last weekend, a number on par with that of Incredibles 2. And analysts now estimate the film will be the franchise's most successful entry to date. As a result, Warner and DC's Supergirl flew into second place, which is coming in below projections. Titles now did 38 million domestic opening weekend, far cry from the 50 plus from weeks ago. Its number is just a few 100,000 more than Joker Folie à Deux. And behind Marvel's lowest starter, the Marvels at 46.1. Obsession held on to third with a further 9.8, bringing its total to 234 million, surpassing The Exorcist, becoming the sixth highest grossing horror film of all time in the United States. That's pretty nuts. Fourth was Jackass Best and Last, which debuted at 8.4, indicating that franchise's glory days are long over, which is really what John said. It just happened to happen on fifth, but John's prediction there was pretty accurate. Disclosure Day rounded out the top 5 with 7.8 million, a drop of 56% in its third weekend. Overall domestic box office for the first half of the year is up 15% on last year and just 9% off. And I think it's because, like as I mentioned at the bottom, Michael and Obsession and Backrooms, I think, helped with that. Also of note is Michael, which now surpassed Oppenheimer to become the highest biopic of all time.
Wow.
A lot of big numbers here, and a lot of big numbers. What's we can jump into the Supergirl. I think that is the biggest story of all of those, unless you disagree and think there's a bigger story out of the number.
No. I mean, I think it's great that Michael crossed that number. I mean, a lot of people weren't sure after the first few weeks. So was it going to keep hanging around? And it did. Then it opened in the rest of the markets, and that pushed it over the line, which is great. And I mean, I'm sad about Jackass, but the reviews have been really great. And I think they promoted it as a Paramount Plus thing. And so people are just going to wait to watch it at home. I think that's what bit Jackass in the end, to be honest with you. So
possibly, but it's also maybe what you said last week is just that it's the shtick of seeing it in the theater, and it's like we get it, we get it. Like I missed the screening for it, and I was like, this might actually be a better reaction with myself and Ming than to go see this in the theater.
Right.
So I was like, I want to see it, but I don't know if I needed to see it in the theater. I think it's
right.
I think the glory days of the theater experience, I don't think it means that it's done. I mean, well, it probably is done now, but that people won't watch it when it hits Paramount Plus.
No, I think they'll watch it in droves when it hits Paramount Plus. The problem I think Johnny ran into is there's no new blood like Johnny or Bam or Steve-O or any of those guys to take the place of those guys that have the same personality or charm. It's like the Schmoedown. When you started bringing in the fan players, they're just not as good and charming as we were, Kristian. That's the actual truth. Let's tell the truth.
That's what it is. This is exactly what it is. Sure.
But yeah, that's what you see there with the situation there. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start again. Let's just get into this. When it comes to Supergirl, because there's so much that's going on right now, and so many rumors, and so much. We both have been on the same page. We just didn't understand why this was the second movie coming out of the DC side of it. Where I agree and disagree with Winston at the same. Winston had a crazy take when we were talking about this stuff that he said, well, if it's really good, this movie could do $700 million, $800 million. And you think this movie could do better than Superman? I think there's no way. But I don't disagree that if it would have been reviewed better and fans would have liked it better, that it would have done better. I think it would have probably made closer to maybe $400 million, right? Or maybe even whatever. I don't know if this movie's going to make 220.
I'll be shocked if it makes 2.
Right.
I think this is a dead DOA film, man.
Like
I think
Masters, right?
film. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like Masters. I think absolutely, because a lot of people thought, well, Masters might hang on, whatever. This is the thing, and people are voting with their dollars, bro. Like if they're not interested, they're not interested. If you don't grab them, and the reviews aren't great, and the word of mouth isn't that great, then it's going to sink the film. I don't think the film is as bad as some of these histrionic YouTubers are making it seem, the ones who are trying to make money off this situation. But I do think the film isn't.
It's not good. It's messy.
It's not good. Yeah, it's messy. It's underbaked, is what I said in my review, and that's what
I would rather watch this movie 100 times in a row than watch the Marvels again.
1,000%, because of her. 1,000%.
There were things in this movie, and I think you said this in your out of the theater reaction, that there are things in this movie that there is a movie in there that really could have worked.
Yes,
it really is, like the stuff in Krypton and the stuff with the dad, and like there's certain tones that I thought worked really well.
Yes,
but it's the other sloppy shit that's in there that you're just like, this movie. And I don't think it's one of the worst movies ever. I think it's just forgettable. I think it's just a forgettable movie that just which they could not afford to have for your second movie. If you're trying to build out a universe, you've got to be throwing punches and good ones to make people care. Because does this sink the DCU? No. But what it does, it puts now you got to push harder than you had to before to get people back on board.
Yeah. You and I are big boxers. You ran that ring, the boxing thing you did back in Florida State. Once you're on the ropes, bro, you got to fight back, and this is a punch in the mouth. Absolutely. Can they come back? Can they stay in the fight until Man of Tomorrow? You've got Clayface coming up here real soon. What is Lanterns going to be like? I've heard some uneven things behind the scenes about Lanterns. Yeah. So will that turn out to not be that great? So coming off of Peacemaker season 2 and that disappointing finale, which a lot of people felt was disappointing, this is now start now for all the people who've come after me about the Gunn stuff, I'm starting to see more and more people having some issues with the Gunn approach to things. And so that's starting now to become the narrative, Kristian, from people who were maybe defending him or weren't ready to toss him out just yet. You're hearing the slow drum beat building and getting louder for people who are like, wait, how much of this does James Gunn carry? How much of this is James Gunn's fault? And I think those are fair questions to ask.
This is something that I'm really, really shocked to say, because I never heard you
Mm.
never hear me say this. PLD didn't like it.
What?
Yeah, he likes everything. PLD, it's in the file, man. Go to the Kristian Harloff, the Kristian Harloff edits. Go in there, please. I got to get that up there. So if yeah, I mean,
Probably because Ed Harris didn't play Krem. It's probably because Ed Harris didn't play the villain.
no, but
He's bad.
Krem was terrible. I mean, he's terrible. I think you liked him a little more than I thought he was
Yeah.
absolutely terrible. I liked him
I think-
Clayface, but terrible.
Yeah. I think he was having fun, but I think it was totally underwritten. And that's the question you have to ask yourself with this whole film is like, as I said, as you were referencing, there's a better film under here. There are great instincts. There's great bones. I don't think they had the courage of their convictions. I think they got scared. I think they took those test screenings, saw what people were saying, and they made all these adjustments and all these changes. And they essentially cut this thing to pieces, putting it out there with fingers crossed, hoping they'd strike Venom gold in that first Venom movie.
Right.
And in the end, they're getting destroyed for this movie, and it's crashing and burning. And it's a shame because Millie Alcock is the number one thing out of this movie and the reason to watch it. And she's now getting dragged down by the response to this film, which is unfortunate because she delivered a damn good performance, you know?
She did. And I didn't see this, but I thought, I mean, what I don't understand is, didn't James Gunn say something? There was a lot of arguments about casting her or something. Like,
did he say that? I
I
don't know.
saw on some podcast that he said that there were a lot of arguments about casting her, and I'm sure that I didn't watch the whole clip, but I'm sure where the interview went was like, wow, I fought for her and she was great, because everyone is saying that she's the best part of the movie. That's true. But what are you doing? Don't right now, when you can see all the discourse and everything too. I happen to be on the same page as him, if that's indeed what he said, as you, as other people. I think she's great in this movie.
Yeah.
But what are you doing? Why are you adding fuel to the fire of saying like, oh, but there are a lot of other people who didn't want her? Because then you can just see other people going, well, those people were right. You know, what are you doing? It's like, he's not as great at PR as he thinks he is.
He talks too much.
Way too
and
much.
I'm saying that as a person who talks too much, I think he talks too much, you know,
Way too much.
You wait for a guy, you're at the position of power.
Yeah.
When you're at the top, bro, you cannot act like a middle manager. You know, those are those things you look at and how you approach things. And I think he's just getting bit more and more with this stuff. And then Craig Gillespie came out over the weekend and said, oh, listen, James wanted these needle drops. That one needle drop that people have an issue with, he was instrumental in selecting it. And so it's like, even if Gillespie is throwing him under the bus, there's a little bit of discord, which Jeff hinted at on the hot mic on Thursday, that he senses that there has been issues between Gillespie and Gunn. And is this another reason why this film didn't do well? Was Gillespie essentially hamstrung by Gunn to make a Gunn type movie?
People thought we were crazy.
Under his direction.
When those trailers came out, it feels like a Gunn movie. It feels like a Gunn movie. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like it does. Like, I don't think the final product, I did feel like Gillespie had more style in this than maybe I was expecting.
Sure.
A lot of the needle drops, the music, the other things. It's like it needs to feel like it's in DC's overall through line. That's true, but it doesn't have to feel like it's part of Gunn's through line. And I think that's where he gets confused, because you look at the Marvel stuff, there are movies in the first three phases, there are movies that feel somewhat like, again, like Black Panther. Black Panther lines up and you feel like it's part of the MCU. Yeah. But Coogler's style is significantly different than, say, the Russo brothers. Right. But it still lines up and you believe it all exists there and it plays. Or even moments of what the Russos did with Infinity War when they fit the Guardians in there. They stayed consistent to that tone, but the movie itself felt different and felt like part of the MCU. When you're just trying to make it feel like it's the same potential concern I have with Filoni, meaning, is it a Gunverse? Is it a Filoni verse? Or is it DC? And is it Star Wars? Like, what is it? And this is coming from, I'm a fan of James Gunn. Yeah, I'm a fan of his style. I'm a fan of what he does. I think people, no matter who's in the chair, you're gonna get shit from the fans, no matter what. Some more than others, but I don't think he does himself justice or favors, rather, when he's got to stop talking. He's got to, or do it selectively.
It's his control freak nature, right? And I think that's what's coming to the forefront. And people can get upset about this all they want, but I think that's what this is he wants to control the narrative. He wants to be out there. He wants to be the point person, whether that's ego or whether that's an overdeveloped sense of wanting to control the situation because he doesn't like people putting narratives out there that aren't accurate, which I totally understand as a human being. But you got to understand how this game is played. The work speaks for you more than anything else.
Yeah.
And it always is that, right? Feige could say everything he wants, but if the Marvel movies weren't good, Feige would be done. And Gunn can say all he wants as well, but the Supergirl absolutely crashing and burning is a bad thing. Peacemaker season 2, not doing so well. The numbers weren't there. That's a bad thing. So these are little things that start chipping away at your credibility.
Lantern's been pushed, and if Lanterns doesn't deliver,
right,
then you're really putting so much weight on Man of Tomorrow.
Yes.
So much weight on Man of Tomorrow, and that could be stressful. And again, I don't understand why he would, if he's starting off, like I get starting the whole thing off as a director with his caliber to say, here's Superman, I directed it, go. And then second movie come out with a different director, third movie different director, fourth movie different director, fifth movie different director. Now I'm going to bring it back with another movie. The third movie you're directing again. You're giving I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but you're giving nobody else any room to stretch it out and furthering the argument of this is just Gunn's thing and it's nobody else's thing. And if you want to play in it, you got to make it like Gunn's. And that is not a successful format, in my opinion.
No, I agree. And we're back in this. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say Clayface could be the argument, but Clayface is a $30-40 million movie, not the big, huge movie, not the Elseworlds, or not. I know it's not Elseworlds, but it's a side thing. It's
a smaller film. And so the weight on that film and the expectations of that film are not as big as they would be for Supergirl, which was 170, 187. There's all rumors coming out about how much it cost. And you're right. And that's the thing. Where does this, I mean, because a lot of people who were against Snyder were like, I don't like Snyder's vision. It's too dark. It's not my DC, right? Well, here you come with James. James's vision is brighter. James's vision is lighter. It's humor filled, all these kinds, hopeful, all these things that people wanted, right? And now you've got a film like this and you go, okay, well, where are we going to go next? What's the next situation? And you're right with the weight on Man of Tomorrow. And they're only halfway done shooting. So I wonder, and Jeff thought this was ridiculous, but I think it's not. Nothing's ridiculous in this crazy world of superhero movies. Do they adjust the script? Do they minimize her role a little bit more? Do they make some adjustments? You know, PLD put it out in the chat that like the rumors of the new Batman or whatever, this is coming out just as Clayface is going into reshoot. So are they now rejiggering? Are they making changes? And Kristian, you and I know we've been through a lot of these phases. Once these guys start to rejigger stuff, it rarely works out in the positive. It rarely works out. Kathleen Kennedy had a good record in replacing directors, not on Solo, but certainly on Rogue One, and it worked out to her benefit. But in this situation, if DC's already back on its heels, already making adjustments, already making changes, that shows a shaky leadership, and that is not a good thing to attract directors and actors to be part of your stuff. You know,
and to be fair to him, but what could happen in situations like that? Whether it's current leadership, future leadership at the studio, what does happen is there's pressure that starts to get mounted on you, even if you want to stick to your plans. They're like, oh, maybe we need to shift, and it does take a good leader to say, let me do what I'm doing here. It will right itself, because I believe that that's what Gunn's going to try to do. I think that the question is where it goes in the future, and we have another article to kind of go into that, and we'll discuss it in just a moment. But staying on with the box office too, Toy Story 5 is just a monster. We knew it was going to be a monster. It'll make $1 billion. It's going to be super popular. It already is doing. It's doing the deed. Disclosure Day sticking around. Obsession is an absolute freak show in the best way possible. That comes out in digital. I'll be doing a reaction with that and Sam. I'm excited about that. And then Minions comes out this week. Right. Minions. So if we're gonna do predictions as we always do, I think that's the only big release that comes out this week, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Let me confirm that. Anything of note? Let me confirm it. I wouldn't want to be anything else in the way of Minions right now. Yeah, literally, Minions and Monsters on July 1st.
Wednesday,
which is crazy. They're screening it today. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. Again, this movie could have 2% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's still going to make. This is the difference between like something like Supergirl and Minions and Monsters. Is this movie could have the worst reviews ever and a lot of money. Young Washington is the only thing from Angel Studios that of note.
I'm kind of looking forward to that. I hope that's good. Yeah, I'm not always the biggest fan of Angel Studios for many reasons, but it's the CinemaCon presentation. I liked what they showed. Yeah, so I'm interested in that one and the Jeff Daniels, Jared Harris one about Reagan and Gorbachev and the summit there. So those are the two films I'm looking forward to from Angel Studios to see. But yeah, I'm a big George Washington guy, so I like that. Yeah.
Well, let's see. So for me, I think it's going to be, I'm going to look at the box. We'll do box office predictions right now. And again, shout out to both Sam and MK for doing the last week. I was able to bring up our predictions really fast because they did the time codes on it. It was super helpful. So I'm going to go and I'm going to say Minions is going to be number 1.
Yep. Agreed.
Say Toy Story 5 will be number 2.
Agreed.
I'm going to say Obsession is number 3.
Sure.
Supergirl will be number 4. And then I do not know what number 5 will be. I'm going to go and I'm going to say Disclosure Day will be number 5 again.
Okay.
But with a possibility that Obsession or Backrooms could jump back in there, but I'll stick with that. I'll stick with Disclosure Day at number 5. What do you say?
What are the numbers here for Obsession? 3 million from this past weekend? Is that correct?
9.8.
9.8. Okay.
9.8.
What did Disclosure Day do last week?
8.1. And Jackass at 8.4. I think everybody that wanted to see Jackass saw it.
I'm just wondering if Young Washington on July 3rd,
maybe.
And it's it's from Angel Studios, which is a right-wing studio. Will people come to see that in large numbers to kind of support it and also see a film about George Washington on July 4th, especially because America's 250th anniversary is on July 4th. So will that motivate people? So I'm going to say Young Washington could climb into the 4th or 5th spot. So maybe I'll put it 5th just to be safe. But I agreed with your first 3.
Yeah.
And then I'll put Disclosure Day at 4th. But I do think Young Washington could
wait. Give me that rundown again. You said
Minions.
Yep.
Toy Story 5. Supergirl.
Supergirl over Obsession.
No, I think Obsession over Supergirl.
Right. Same.
And then I'll go Young Washington. I think it'll surpass Disclosure Day in its opening weekend. I might be way off, but throwing in all these factors.
I switched the same thing. I think Obsession's going to wind up beating Supergirl. So I think Supergirl's going to have a massive drop off.
We're looking at 70%.
So then now we get back to our James Gunn conversation of it all.
Okay.
And let's see, and that's this. So the Supergirl's failure could lead to another major DC shakeup. Insider says, I don't think James Gunn survives. People are already calling for the sky here, Chicken Little style. But there's a lot more to that than just because of an ending. I mean, a bad box office debut. Hollywood insiders are weighing in on what Supergirl means for DC Studios, and while Warner Brothers is backing James Gunn and Peter Safran, others feel that another shakeup could be imminent. It's only Monday morning, and already Hollywood is asking big questions of DC Studios co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran after Supergirl landed with a thud at the box office this past weekend. Not unlike Zack Snyder and the DCEU, the studio has followed up a moderately successful Superman movie with a critical and commercial flop, not to mention a slate of projects that has already started falling apart. Man of Tomorrow could be one of 2027's biggest hits, but this failure comes at a bad time. Paramount's $111 billion acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery. According to the Wrap, Supergirl needs to hit $315 million worldwide to break even, and that's a near impossible feat for the DCU title. As the trade explains, Gunn's approach to highlighting lesser-known character isn't paying off with audiences who are wary of superhero movies and no longer willing to give B-listers like the Thunderbolts their hard-earned money. Gunn and Safran choose to make Supergirl the second DCU movie, which, as this report puts it, was a somewhat odd choice, made stranger by the fact that the cast failed to net any major movie stars to serve an extra draw. It's a great point. However, no one wanted to play Krem of the Yellow Hills. No one wanted to play him, as several A-listers passed before the studio chose Matthias Schoenaerts in the hopes he might drum up interest overseas. He didn't. It was a very George Carlin-like written thing. Matthias Schoenaerts, in the hope he might drum up interest overseas. He didn't. Clayface faces a similar problem, though a Warner Brothers insider said it's a terrifying movie, so perhaps it can take advantage of the horror resurgence buoyed by titles like Backrooms and Obsession. Another industry insider says all this is a Gunn and Safran production deal. It's not a brand. Announcing a universe was dumb. DC created an expectation, and now you have delivered one Superman movie. The top agent, meanwhile, questioned whether Gunn can survive this failure. I don't know how nervous DC is, but certainly James Gunn should be nervous. There will always be a DC, and the regime changes, but I don't think Gunn survives. An unnamed Warner Brothers source pushed back on that, citing that DC Studios' 10-year plan, but acknowledged that the studio is disappointed with Supergirl's performance and the fact that the character didn't connect. That's evident from Gen Z women not showing up as hoped, but with the audience primarily male and over the age of 25. That same insider adds Supergirl missed a lot on a lot of levels. As for why Lobo, played by Jason Momoa, didn't make a difference, his inclusion was seen by many as a transparent attempt to woo men to see the film and a concern that women alone could not carry the movie at the box office. It's also pointed out that Peacemaker Season 2 failed to make much of a splash despite positive reviews. Believe it or not, even after Supergirl survived as proof that moviegoers will only show up for A-list superhero characters, Bane Deathstroke movie is currently a major priority at DC Studios. That's a mistake. And despite having no director or stars attached, that's something going back to what you're talking about. That's the kind of conversation you got to have. That we can't do this, guy.
Yeah.
If you're Zaslav or whoever, because you're leading into this Paramount deal, you've got to say, Man of Tomorrow, we do our thing. Let's announce Batman. Let's get Wonder Woman in there. Let's do Aquaman. Let's do Flash. That's what people want to see. This side character shit, it's not working anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And listen, it would have worked if you made better films. For as much as people love Thunderbolts, it's a flawed movie. So to use that as a reference, I think is the wrong way to go about things. But I think with Supergirl, it missed, as what they said, it missed on all kinds of levels. Yeah. Women should have flocked to this movie, and they did. They just, Devil Wears Prada 2 made almost, $1 billion or 800 million, however much it made. And that's a female-oriented movie. How did you not capture that audience to come and see this movie? How did you not? Because that was the point that I think James Gunn wanted to do Supergirl, to essentially say to women, I'm making superhero movies for you too. I want you to come see this stuff. And I think it's a smart business move to try to bring women through, because clearly, as Devil Wears Prada 2 showed, that is a financial market that you can explore and you can have success in. But they kind of fumbled the ball here. I think Gillespie wasn't the right choice. I think if you've gotten a female director of prominence, maybe that would have gotten more women into the theater. If you had cast someone maybe who was a little bit more well-known. But also, they also failed with the people who love the original book, because a lot of the transfer stuff, they messed that. So for the people who were willing to give it a shot and hardcore lovers of Woman of Tomorrow, you also did a terrible adaptation of the book, and the changes you made didn't work in the movie. So when they say a lot of levels, they miss a lot of levels. They miss a lot of levels because they just, for whatever reason, they felt this way is the way to go, and they pissed off just about everybody on each of the levels enough to cause this kind of a failure at the box office.
There's a lot there, because if you're going to do Woman of Tomorrow, which is so many people love it, and then you change it and butcher it, why do it? It's like it's the same.
Just do a Supergirl origin movie.
100%. You could have done what you do with Krypton and everything else too. Why do it? Why?
Yes.
That to me plays a little bit more studio notish than anything else too. Well, we can't do it. It's too dark, and then don't do it. Then don't do it. It's like it's the same way. Like, to me, I always use The Last of Us season 1 as the perfect reference. They took what worked. They made a couple little adjustments, but for the most part, they stayed true to the core of what worked. They went away from that in season 2, farts on a platter, right? That it's like stick to what stick to what people love about it. The people who've seen it before and read it, they want to see it on the screen. It's the same way when people see a really good book adaptation. They want to see it on in a movie. They want to see it on screen. So that was a mistake. The other side of it is, let me ask you, what was the last female-driven superhero movie that females came out in droves to see?
I don't know the numbers. I mean, I don't know, because Captain Marvel made $1 billion. People forget about that, but I don't know what the numbers are in terms of what the audience is in terms of the amount of people that went to see it. You know?
What I'm saying is not that women don't go and see comic book movies. That's not accurate. But female-driven superhero movies, especially in the last however long it's been, it doesn't seem like the female audience, if it's directly towards them, is going out to support these. right? It's
Yeah.
like Supergirl is not something that a lot of women wanted to see. Now you
Yeah.
can't use because a woman was in it, they can relate to it, and this and it. That doesn't mean anything. If they're over the superhero genre, then they don't want to see it. And I don't think that was a smart way to do it.
Wonder Woman had a 52% female audience.
52.
52.
Right. But but
Captain
this movie,
Marvel at 45.
Right.
So those are the top two.
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at the difference of how many men both went to see that. This movie, and Jen said it last week when she was on the show. This movie, Wonder Woman and the Marvels, Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel rather, were targeted to the DC fan base and the Marvel fan base, because when people say that the Marvel or Captain Marvel made $1 billion. It did, but let's not forget it was the movie that came out the second. Well, it was that and then Ant-Man that came out right before Endgame.
Oh right, yeah, no, of course you have to factor in that it was in between 100%. Infinity War and Endgame. Yes, that helped.
So that's what I mean.
To make it money, yeah, for sure.
In general, comic book fans, that's why the 45%, as the 55% men went to see it as well too. This movie was targeted for women, and
it was,
and it didn't come, and they didn't go and see it.
No, and it tried to play both sides by bringing in Lobo to get men to come see the movie. Right? They didn't trust that if they made a good enough movie that was very, well written, well directed, and told an engaging story of this journey of a trauma suffering woman going on this journey of releasing that trauma by the end. They didn't trust that men would come and watch the movie as well. And so I think this is always a mistake. When you don't have the courage of your convictions, audiences are like dogs. They can sniff your fear. And when they sniff your fear, they won't come. They won't come in the numbers that they would have come if you had the guts to go out there on the limb. Because if this film wasn't good, if this film was great and people didn't go see it, the dialogue around this movie would be completely different. It'd be more of a tragedy than it is a disappointment.
Right.
And I think that's what you see here with Supergirl is they didn't have the courage of their convictions to go with a female-oriented, female-based, gritty exploration of a messy situation, a messy woman going through the journey.
Make what works. Make what works. And if it worked on graphic novel and they would have got the right things in place, it could have worked. Is that a Shamrock shirt?
Where?
Who? You? What are you?
It's Latino Heat, baby. It's Eddie Guerrero.
Latino Heat. I couldn't see because of black. I see it. I see it now. Sorry. ADD.
Let me ask you, what happens with Anna Nagura? She wrote this movie. Do they move her off Wonder Woman? Do they stop her script to start all over again? Or are they now stuck where they've got to get the Trinity out there? Do they go forward with her to write this movie?
You do what studios do in this situation. And what you do is, Anna, write your draft. Thank you very much. We will not be using your services for the second draft. Someone write the second draft. Do me a favor, write a whole new script. She'll still get credit on it. That's what happens. This happens all of the time. Don't keep her on for the entire thing, because what's going to happen is that people will say, why is she writing this? She doesn't have any experience. She doesn't have this. She's doing Wonder Woman. You can't, it's one of these things where, yes, I understand. And I actually really appreciate how loyal James Gunn is to the people he works with, whether it's actors, writers. It's really an admirable thing. But unfortunately, sometimes it's not the best business decision to say, hey, you know what? I'm keeping my same thing when it comes to Andy Muschietti for Batman. Andy Muschietti is perfectly made for certain things. Like, he should be doing Welcome to Derry for the rest of his life. That show is brilliant. Like, that stuff, like there's certain things he does that really works. The Flash wasn't it. And him coming off of that, leading into Batman, that to me is digging your heels in. You gotta, if you're coaching a team, you gotta know, this guy might not be good for the lineup right now.
And and someone's got to step in. And I don't know if it's Ellison, I don't know if it's Zaslav, but they need to stop all this shit. I mean, what's it? The Bane Deathstroke, Teen Titans, and all of that shit stop. Even I know the Dynamic Duo one is coming. Maybe it's nothing about a puppet animated. Okay, fine. But to me, all of this stuff needs to stop. Yeah, put it all on the back burner. Focus on the Trinity.
Right.
If you're not immediately putting out a Wonder Woman movie as soon as possible, a
to.
Batman movie, you're fucking around. You're making mistakes.
If you want to save it, and this goes to that other play of like where you're going to go with what happens with Gunn as far as into the Paramount side. I still feel pretty strongly that they're going to judge it on Man of Tomorrow.
Oh, 100%. Right? Everything hinges on that.
Yeah. Now look, it might be his decision to say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
And I wouldn't blame him if he was just like, you know what? I tried it out. I did my 4 or 5 years. I'm over it. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not having fun. It's not what I thought it was going to be. It's okay. You bow out. You say, I don't want to do this anymore. And if he feels that way, but if you're just being driven by the power of the title and the money of the title, then that's a problem. But if there's something in you said, no, I can make this work. Well, then good. We'll see if that's the case, and that's what he does. If he's able to line up, and remember, and his politics align dramatically different than the Ellison. So that might make a difference. It might not make a difference. If now on the same side of leadership, if the Ellisons want to make some money and to say, like, this is what I would do if I was them. Great. Let's do Man of Tomorrow. If it's a success, like you just said, when does Wonder Woman come out? When does Batman come out? Well, we're doing Teen Titans. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, we're doing the Deathstroke movie. You are not. We're doing this. And that might cause Gunn to say, well, then I'm out. Well, then you're out.
Then you're out.
Will they continue on from Gunn's vision is the question if Man of Tomorrow is successful. Now, if it fails, then if I'm the Ellisons, I do the old Acme TNT. I blow it up. I wait 2 years, and then I launch again.
Yeah, if you're even still owning the studio by then, this is the shame of this. This is why Marvel. I mean, the Marvel Disney thing is just an incredible stroke of luck on so many levels. Disney is a pretty solid company, right? There's not changing hands, changing ownership. There's none of that with Disney. So Marvel can have had a consistent base from which to build out since 2008. You know, you can argue recent stumbles and all of that, but with Warner Brothers, it's been changing hands, management or ownership consistently through over the last 10 to 15 years. And it's caused a lot of issues with DC, getting blown up over and over again. So are we going to have another reboot? I mean, and we're going to go through all this all over again? Yeah. Not my Superman all over again, not my Batman all over again, not my Wonder Woman.
It's exhausting. My hope is that Man of Tomorrow really delivers and that they come to an agreement of saying, you're right, because again, good leadership would see people are just not showing up for the obscure characters right now.
Yeah,
it's
right
okay now. Listen, if you do a Wonder Woman movie, it does well, and then you do a Batman movie, it does well, and then you do an Aquaman or a Flash, and then you do a Justice League movie, and all those then deliver.
Yeah,
you don't do a Teen Titans movie after that. Then do a Deathstroke movie.
Exactly. You stabilize. You have to lay the foundation. Then you can go off and do stuff. And I think
balance it out. Lead to the big event movie. It's okay to change strategies if the initial strategy isn't working.
Right.
But don't just do that thing where you dig your heels in and go, no. I like the obscure, kooky, crazy characters. I'm going to keep doing it. It's not resonating with everyone else.
As I said before, I think James was an assistant coach who thought he could be the head coach. And he was chirping about the head coach, that being Feige, and wanted his shot. And here we go. We're going to hand you the keys to this team and what you can do. Not everybody can be a head coach. Sometimes you're just a really good offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, to use a football reference. And you can't be the head coach. And right now, James, stuck in between new management team coming in that's going to have all these expectations and requirements, fan base turning on him more and more. This is a tough place to be. Like, I have a lot of sympathy to that degree for James Gunn. It's tough. Is it an issue of his own making? Yes, to a degree, yes. So that's the thing at the end of the day. Who wants to take a job like this?
Yeah,
at the end, how are you going to be creatively successful in the middle of this nonsense?
I would push back a little bit. I would say a good head coach, I think he's a bad GM.
Oh, okay. If you want to use that, go further out.
You know what I mean? Because like as a head coach, as a director, great director. Like head coach is who's directing. Head coach is, all right, this is the person you're putting in front of the direct, because I feel like he could, what I think he should do.
Okay, fair point. He's a GM,
it was either PLD or I don't let me see who it could have been Luke. I'm not sure. someone asked, do you change the tone? I think it was PLD. No, it was Luke. Do you change the tone of Man of Tomorrow, or do you stay with that tone that you did in the first one? I would change the tone up. I would change the tone in the same way that, and not too dramatically, but maybe in the way that like New Hope, you would say is lighter. There's some dramatic elements, but the darker movie is Empire, but it's more serious too, right? You can do that and change it up and like get rid of the garage jokes and other stupid things that you don't need. Don't get rid of your humor, because that's what Gunn has. He's got humor in that he established that tone, and you're gonna have Guy Gardner and all stuff in there. But pick your moments, and focus more on the tone about delivering more of a story that people care about, as far as like, that was a good bit. Stop with the bits. Too many bits.
Here's what I'll say. First of all, they're halfway done shooting. So I don't know how you change the tone. Second of all, I can't say change the tone, because that goes against what I just said, which is you have to have the courage of your convictions.
Sure.
And the thing is, I think what you're saying makes so much sense. But then you're asking James Gunn not to be James Gunn. And I think he's not a guy that has any other gear but the James Gunn gear. And I think he would have a hard time changing tones to fit what, should be asked of him, or is going to be asked of him possibly. I don't think he can change tones. I think he has one tone, and that's the tone he functions in. And anything outside of that tone doesn't really work. It doesn't mean he can't have variations on the tone. He does, but the tone is consistently the same. And so I don't think he can change tones at this point. He's not capable of it, is what I would say.
Well, we're going to find out. A lot of great conversation there. What do you guys make of it? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. Where do you think the DC goes after this? What do you think about Supergirl? Did you see it? Did you like it? Where did you stand on it? We'll be back in just a second. Liquid IV, I've told you guys so many times about Liquid IV. I'm so excited that they're with us. It's a perfect time to check them out. Say about Liquid IV. Right back. Summer's coming around. I like taking long walks with the family. There's a lot going on with camps with my family. Tons of stuff. We try to stay active during the summer, especially. So whether you are on the go, staying hydrated, it really is a key to enjoying all the extra sunshine. That's where Liquid IV comes in, man. I always have a packet for me. I have a packet for me when I go to the gym. And especially when we did this like big barbecue the other day, it was getting hot outside. It's just amazing. I like the cotton candy side of it. I like the orange vanilla dream. And it's just refreshing. I really dig it. So just one stick, 16 ounces of water, hydrates faster than water alone. It's got an optimized ratio of electrolytes. It's got essential vitamins and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. Now, when you compare it to water, Liquid IV delivers long-lasting hydration, and it retains hydration for up to 4 hours. That's the thing I love about it the most. It's also great because it's backed by a scientific advisory board with world-renowned researchers to conduct clinical research and trials. Got 8 essential vitamins and nutrients, always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. So if you want to stay hydrated while you're on the go this summer, do it with Liquid IV. You just tear it, you pour it, you live more. You go to liquidiv.com and you get 20% off your first purchase when you use that code Kristian at checkout. That's 20% off your first purchase with Kristian at liquidiv.com. I've been talking about them forever. Give it a shot. You will enjoy it. You will feel better. Liquid IV. It's the bomb. Thank you to Liquid IV. Really appreciate them being part of it. And as I said, you want to support the show. That's how you do it. You get yourself some Liquid IV. You support us. You support yourself. There you go. John, you know, it's actually pretty appropriate that you're on the show today because we're doing the Schmoedown Vault. You know, we put one match out per day on the Schmoedown Vault. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, please do so. Do you know what today's match is?
Is it me?
It is the first time ever that John Roca faced Dan Murrell and Mark Riley.
Oh, I remember this.
First time that their paths ever crossed with Matt Nost by his side, team top 10, starting to really prove themselves because they were, I forget how you guys were like heavy underdogs.
We were.
So I guess I'll put this up because this is the only one I see right now. So you're Chris
No
Carr.
one thought we were going to win. Am I Chris Carr now?
For now, because it's your lower third's not there. So I'm just there you go. Perfect.
Who's doing your thumbnails for this? I want to pose for new thumbnails. I don't like any of the thumbnails from the past.
It's from the old school. You know, I was thinking about trying to get you with the hat. I think maybe we save that for the third. But you know what actually happens in that match also is it's the first time actually Mance challenges you to the singles match that becomes infamous. He challenges you to the match that we will see in season 3, but it's in that match you see that challenge. And it's also the first time you ever faced Riley. It's the first time you ever faced Merle. It's you guys came into that tournament as the underdogs against, I think, you Screen Junkies, the first team that you faced, and you guys came. I remember I was sitting there with ELLIS, and if you go back and you watch that match, ELLIS thinks you guys are going to get destroyed, and I said, I don't know, count out Roka. I said Roka knows his stuff, and it's pretty fun to see.
You've always been a big supporter of my abilities in that game, and so yeah, I agree. So and listen, I was super nervous going into that game against Dan, right? Because Dan was the movie fights champion, right, at the time as well, and
they were the heavy favorites to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe it, but and that's proof in the pudding, right? Who's the only tag team member that helped Dan Murrow win a belt? You're looking at him right now.
Well, you know, that is true. It's funny because I was talking about his PLD, is that Dan Murrow was quite arguably the best singles player like ever.
1,000,000%.
I would put him as the best.
He's the number one.
I mean, you know, six championships, whatever he had, 5 or 6 championships. No, he had five singles championship, 1 teams, right?
Sure. Yeah. 1 team.
His record, I looked at it. His record in teams is like 12-10. He just wasn't. He just wasn't a teams guy. The only teams championship that he got with you guys is because you guys got the free for all shot.
He earned us the free for all shot.
He earned the shot, and it wasn't. It wasn't. It just was. It's just one of those things. Dan would tell you the same thing too. But anyway, that's up on the channel right now, and you guys can go and check that out. We're kind of moving through that season right now, and we're getting really close to where it all changes in season 3. You can see the formation of the league starting in season 2. You can start to see it. Okay, you know what we should do? Let's do let's stick to the DC Studios thing, because we're still in the talking about this, and there's a story. Like, I got like 3 or 4 texts in unison about this last night. One from John Roca, from a bunch of different people talking to me about this in general. This is something. DC Studios has reportedly cast the Brave and the Bold's Batman, and we may know who's playing him. Let's just go and call it Batman, because I don't think Brave and the Bold. This doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Because everybody who's rumored to be playing him is too young for the Batman and Brave and the Bold.
To have a child. Yeah.
He's got, I mean, most of the ones that are rumored are in like their early 30s. Unless he was smashing tail at like 15, 16 years old, which is also possible.
Right.
But how old is the kid supposed to be?
I think 15.
Okay.
I think.
So, I mean, if he was out there, doing shit at like 16, 17 years old, this is possible, but I don't think that's what the story told. Anyway, mid Supergirl's box office struggles, a new rumor claims that DC Studios has cast the DCU's Batman, and we may know who will bring the Caped Crusader to life in the fledgling franchise.
Sorry, he's supposed to be 8 to 10 years old. Sorry about that. 8 to 10.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 8 to 10.
Could be 32, 33. They got
8 to 10. I don't know. He's been running around with an 8 to 10-year-old kid, like doing. I know the kid's a lunatic. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
But to me, that's another obscure freaking thing that they don't need right now.
I mean,
it's not. I know people love that storyline. I'm not saying it's not cool, but now, is that the storyline they need for Batman? I don't think so. It's not a good weekend for DC Studios. The Supergirl is on course to be one of the biggest box office flops in superhero movie history. Ouch. That may explain why rumors that the DCU's Batman has been cast have started to gain traction on social media. After all, shifting focus to DC's most iconic superhero is certainly one way to move on from the Woman of Tomorrow's recent struggles. This comes after John Campion said that the Brave and the Bold's Batman has been found. He wouldn't name the actor who has allegedly been chosen, but several other social media scoopers aren't showing the same level of restraint. According to Campion, it's not a name that I would have guessed. The YouTuber added that he verified the news with at least a couple of well-positioned sources, but still wasn't willing to divulge the name. Since then, English actor Tom Brittney has entered the fray, suggesting that Grantchester star will play Bruce Wayne in the DCU. This isn't the first time we've seen his name linked to Batman, and it lines up with James Gunn's habit of casting lesser-known stars as these DC Comics heavyweights. Brittney has a Few noteworthy credits to his name, including Greyhound and the upcoming movies Fall to Dead Point and Black Box. He was also among the final three finalists to play the DCU Superman alongside Nicholas Hoult and David Corenswet. Tracks. They ended up being cast as Lex Luthor and Clark Kent, respectively, but Brittany must have made an impression on Gunn. Nothing has been confirmed at this stage, but with fans frustrated with the Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, Supergirl, and Clayface have all been prioritized over Dark Knight, now would be a good time to reveal Batman. Perhaps he'll even have a cameo in Clayface ahead of the Brave and the Bold. It's an interesting conversation to have, by the way. Yes, for you and I, because we always thought that wasn't going to be the case, but it might be the time to do it now. DC Studios co-CEO James Gunn, who has hailed Christina Hodson and Andy Muschietti's The Flash is probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, tapped the duo to bring Batman to the DCU and stands by the decision. I will only say anyone maligning Christina Hodson's screenwriting skills has almost certainly never read an actual screenplay by Christina Hodson. She's one of the writers who was with us early in the DCU planning stages. I don't think you can judge my writing based on films others directed as massive liberties as sometimes taken. Last year, Gunn said he likes where the Brave and the Bold script is, but cautioned that some things have changed and plenty of things are in flux on what his situation is with parentage and all that stuff. I think you'll have to wait to see exactly what's happening. What's actually happening is that they should just say, we're just doing a different Batman movie. It's okay. Change their plans. It's fine. Yeah. But I think that it just, you go into this conversation of Clayface, figure out who Batman is, get it done, and give them and do a post-credit scene. It's another thing that they didn't do. There's a post-credit scene in Supergirl.
Yeah.
That's another mistake. Like, what are you trying to build up that? I don't think you would have saved your box office. Probably gotten a couple more people in to buy some tickets if you had something that was going in there that was relevant to stuff. But
like a Brainiac reference or something.
Something that was pushing into the next movie to get me hyped for the next one. If they are doing a shared type universe, but I think there's so many different names out there. That name that they just talked about, that's not even the names that I was heard. There are two other different names. So who knows what the real case is, because Gunn is very good at casting. He's very good at casting. So who knows who
because he cast Millie Alcock, right?
Yeah.
Before he chose the director, which you could go all the way back to that and wonder if that was a smart move.
Yeah.
But yes, I think he's great with casting. The interesting situation with Batman is this guy really going to be able to pull it off? The Lady Outlaw is a big Anglophile, so she watches Grant Chester. She knows this guy. She told me he's a good actor, really good actor. And I don't even remember him in Greyhound. I like that movie, but I don't remember him. And so I'll be curious to see if this is the choice. But some people point this out in the chat already. Like someone said, I think, why is DC allergic to star power?
Right.
So that's another thing with James Gunn. With Supergirl crashing and burning, Kristian. Do they readjust? Do they look at this and go, do we need to bring in a big name like they did with Affleck and Snyder's verse? Do we need to do that?
No, you know why?
To be asked.
You know why, John? They're overspending already. That's why. Because the whole reason why is that the reason why they're allergic to star power is because they're spending $170 million on Supergirl without star power.
Yeah,
without star power. With star power, that movie's $220 million, $250. Like that's the problem. Is that they're trying to do it and trying to build. I don't hate the idea of trying to build stars through IP. I just don't think Supergirl was the way to do it. You can build out Batman without star power. You really, you mean maybe having like a main villain or somebody like what they've done in the past, like Gary Oldman comes in there, and Christian Bale was pretty well known.
Yes, he was.
He was pretty well known, but what was he in outside of nothing big, huge studio wise, right? I mean, yes, when he was younger, he's in stuff and Newsies and things.
Yeah,
but like,
well, American Psycho was that was right.
Sure, but it was. I'm not saying he wasn't in successful movies.
No, you're right. He was a known name, but he wasn't like a massive.
That made him a major star.
Yes, 100%, no doubt.
And he wasn't expensive to put in the role at the time. So you can do the same thing, but with Batman, Gary Oldman is in that movie. You know, like there's Liam Neeson is in that movie. There's tons of people in that movie that help build out more gusto for it, you know? And I think that that's what this Batman should do. And it's another reason why you have to get Batman moving, because it is, he's your best guy. He's the one, because this is the difference between the DCEU and DCU. You can say whatever you want about that they knew. Now we can make arguments all day long about whether or not they should have done a single Batman movie before they did Batman v Superman, which is probably the right answer,
right,
with Affleck. However, Batman showed up pretty damn quick with the DCEU.
Right.
They needed him. They knew that they needed him.
Yeah, well, it was I think it was a mistake, but yes, he did. Because again, the courage of your convictions, right? So Man of Steel didn't make what? It made like 700 something. It made more than Superman. Maybe not adjusted for gross.
It made 800.
But yeah, but it made good. It made money. It didn't make $1 billion, which is what they kind of wanted. I think
back then that was the gold standard. Yeah.
And so they readjusted. Like they went into emergency panic mode.
Made 670. Sorry,
670. Okay, so almost 700.
Yeah.
And they went into emergency panic mode, and we're like, we got to bring Batman in. And so they created Batman v Superman, which I've had to reassess recently, and there were some better things than I thought when I first saw it. But it's still a bit of a Frankenstein movie with 4 graphic novels shoved in. So the question becomes, what was your rollout plan for Batman for this DC, and can you adjust it? And unfortunately, James is hamstrung by the fact that Matt Reeves is Batman. There is a hunger for Matt Reeves as Batman. And so who are you going to cast that's going to be able to counter that? And the question also becomes, for Ellison and Zaslav, like, are you really going to continue with James Gunn? Do you even let him cast a Batman?
Right.
Because if you're not going to continue with this universe, then why are you letting him cast a Batman? Why are you wasting money developing a Batman? Why are you even going to make a Batman movie
and go with his vision and go with
his vision if you're going to fire him anyway? So I think these are the questions that are probably now being had in text change that we're not having privy to. Yeah,
it's a big mess. It is a big mess because of, like you said, the Batman. And the funny thing is too, in The Brave and the Bold, Robert Pattinson is more at the age of what the Brave and the Bold Batman should be at. He's in 40s at this point.
He's in his 40s. Absolutely.
And they can't do year 3 of Batman now. Yeah. It's got to be years later. Yeah. It's got to be. He's not because when you could get away with it in the Batman that you're like, okay, that's he looked young enough that's year 2. I buy it. I don't know, buy it that's year 3. He's going to be older than Christian Bale was. When Christian Bale was running around.
And also you're asking people to choose. Like you're really putting it on the table. Which Batman are you going to like? People are really stingy with their dollars when it comes to movies now. It's very clear. Movies are bombing in ways they didn't bomb before because people aren't giving chances to these things if they're not interested. So if you guys start asking people who are struggling economically, which Batman are you going to spend your money on? Not a lot of them are going to go see both Batman. So that becomes a situation where you're splitting the financial possibilities of your Batman approach.
It's also why the casting is so crucial, because you got to make the Batman cool that people want to.
Yes,
people want to see him. People want to, and people want to go. Okay, this guy looks like a different type of Batman. Like, let's get that kind of mix of what Affleck did and kind of like the Arkham Asylum type Batman. Let's get that Batman.
Right. You've got to come with a Batman that can make people just as interested as you are with Pattinson's Batman.
Yeah, I think like I got to go against. I think Mike wants to see more of the kind of lighter side of Batman now.
Kalinowski?
I think so. Maybe he said that. Don't quote me. I'll ask him tomorrow. I don't want to see that. I don't need this. I don't need to see a Gunn-verse Batman. Meaning that in the tone and the jokes and I don't want to see that in Batman. Like it won't work. Let a director grab it, do what they want with it. You can have funny characters inside of it, and someone else. But if Batman starts cracking jokes and stuff too, in a way that is like, that's gonna take me out of it for sure.
Well, I mean, Brave and the Bold has more humor to it than say Dark Knight Returns or these other kind of darker Batman approaches. So that's why James likes it. So again, if you don't want to go forward with this vision, do not let him do a Batman movie. You got to put a kibosh on it, write out the drama, write out the press, make sure the Batman 2 is as good as it can be, and then you make decisions after Man of Tomorrow. Because both of them are coming out they're in the same year within a few months. So you'll have a decision by then. And I don't think you do anything with Batman. I know people want that, but if you're not going to go forward with him, it's a waste of time.
If you're not going to go forward, the question is, but I don't think they know yet. I think that they're waiting on Man of Tomorrow.
Right.
I really don't think they know yet.
Right.
All right. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. I was going to move on to some other topics, but really don't. We have so many questions right now.
Yeah,
and we're almost and we're about an hour, so we're going to get into this now.
Okay.
Yeah, John, you got 63 questions, and you're going to try to be number one this week. But before we do, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, it's the John Rocha channel. Head on over there, guys. YouTube.com/John Rocha says just crossed 42,000 subscribers. I know I'm not in the Kristian Harloff, Dan Murrell territory, but I build slowly but surely as we go along. And I'd love to have you all come over and check out the merchandise, so to speak, in the hot mic, Spill the Tequila. Going to be launching a couple new shows very soon as well. And also the Geek Buddies, which we do every week. We're going to have a show tomorrow breaking down the House of the Dragon episode, which we didn't even talk about on this episode.
Did you like this one at least?
I love this one.
Right.
I love this episode. And our own Supergirl spoiler review as well tomorrow. And Michael, not a fan of it. So it'll be a fun conversation.
He's not a fan of the House of Dragon episode?
No, Supergirl.
Oh,
Did
wow.
not like Supergirl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Michael and I are on the same page with a lot of stuff too, so that doesn't surprise me. What do you think of Masters of the Universe?
He thought it was okay, but it was
too goofy.
More of a disappointment. Yeah, a little too much.
Yeah, we're usually he and I usually we have very similar tastes. Nathan Drake, I guess that horrible needle drop song for the final action scene was a gun note. That scene could have been cool with a better song. Yeah, Nathan Drake. That's the thing. Stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah,
that's a director's choice. That's not your choice. It's director's choice. Stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah, and I wonder if there's going to be stuff going on behind the scenes where Gillespie, talking with his director buddies, starts talking about his experience with Gunn. That stuff gets around behind the scenes, text messages, text chains. And if that starts getting around, the Gunn was too much of a meddling EP, that's going to drive away even more directors. And I wonder if the Guadagnino thing was the issue with Guadagnino, was that
that's the problem. That's the problem with having a director of his caliber as the lead guy. He's used to being the guy of making all the creative decisions for a movie. That's not his job right now. It is to say, this is what we should do. Try to do this. Let's do this, but not the creative choices. Some creative notes and things of that nature, sure. But making somebody do that at the end, if the director says it's not working for the movie I'm putting together, well, but use this song. That's a director's note.
Yeah,
if that's indeed what happened, I don't know, but maybe he'll debunk that on Twitter or something. Buster Barnes, I've seen Supergirl 3. That sounds like a thing is like just some girl who's just really good at making soup. So she does. She runs around the city. Someone make a poster about that. Luke,
Supergirl.
Make a poster of Supergirl. Luke will have that done. And would have given it a 6 out of 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a fair score. Think some are being too harsh on it, but did need to do better for sure. Not worried yet, though, as I always thought that Man of Tomorrow is what has the pressure. I don't think there's a single thing there that you said that I disagree with.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%. Everything he says is completely correct. Yeah. People being too harsh on it, but it could have been better. And unfortunately, when you go with a woman lead or a person of color lead, you got to bring an A game all the way around because people are ready to carve it up and people are ready to turn on.
It's got to be incredible. B Green, Supergirl flopped because the writing was bad and the villain was forgettable. People say Wonder Woman, but it won't matter if the writing is bad. Example, Wonder Woman 84. I think that's partially true. I don't think it is the only reason it failed. Supergirl, one of the I would, if I was going to write that one, B Green, I would say one of the reasons Supergirl flopped for me is that I thought the writing was bad and the villain was unforgettable. There's so many other things in play. Putting it as your second movie, the marketing, there's a lot that I think went into it. But the bad villain and the writing, I think, was part of the same thing. But I certainly think had a major reason why it didn't succeed.
I also think it's tough with the writing because if they cut 20 to 25 minutes out of the movie, how much of that writing are you really seeing in the way it was constructed? That's the question I have. Where are these extra minutes?
Yeah. I'm glad that someone asked this. A Tornado. Hey guys, thoughts on Sami Zayn winning the WWE title? I hear WWE was going to wait until WrestleMania, but moved it up. Is it time for heel Cody? I think it's been time for heel Cody for quite a while. But Sami Zayn, I'm happy that he won it. He'll be champion for about a month.
Yeah,
but I'm happy that he won, and Brock will beat him, and then Oba will beat Brock. But this is the unpredictability of it was cool. The fact that you got Sami Zayn, who's been a company guy for so long, people have been waiting for him to get one run. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's what they did with Kofi.
Yeah, but I think they need to work on these pins so much better. His pin was so out of nowhere. Like, you've got to do better job.
I love that. You didn't like the sunset flip. I'm shocked you didn't like that. It was so old school.
No. Yeah, but it was
something Tito Santana would have pulled out.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't built up enough to it be like, oh, you know, it was more a matter of like, oh, this is what we're doing, you know. So I don't know. But I do love that Sammy won the belt. I'm happy that he won the belt. It won't matter in a couple of months when he loses it, but it was nice for him to win, especially there.
But he'll always remember as having the belt, which is good.
Yes, he's had the strap.
Nathan Drake, Roka, would you rather see Citizen Vigilante or Run Hide Fight Infidels? What the hell is that? I don't know what
neither one. Neither one of them. I'm never watching either one of those two.
I don't even know what that is.
The Jonathan Majors one is the last
one. A Tornado. Finally had a chance to see Disclosure Day and I really enjoyed it. I also was a fan of the ending, and I can't think of a better way that Steven Spielberg could have approached it. Thought-provoking for sure. That movie is the most interesting movie as far as difference of opinion that I've seen in a very long time. People either hate that movie or really, really enjoy it. The people, you see some imbeciles coming in. This is the guy that liked Disclosure Day, and I said, well, I still like it. And I still recommend it. You didn't. Go sniff a fart and talk about it on Wednesday. But A Tornado, we're on the same page. I really enjoyed it, but there's some people who really don't like that movie.
I think the funniest thing in the world is people to come in and go like, "You liked a film I didn't like, therefore your review is shit. Right. You're irrelevant." Right. Meanwhile, those people like all kinds of shitty movies and own all kinds of shitty movies. It's the greatest hypocrisy that I've ever seen being a part of this space for 11 years, man. It's madness.
Yeah.
Madness.
I got a great comment on today's match, by the way. It says, man, it's so cool seeing 4 of the original 5 horsemen 3 years before that even formed. That's true. Like actually, all 4 of you guys, or all you guys were on the 5 horsemen together. Yeah.
Yes.
Seeing 4 of the original 5 horsemen. So true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Remember our 5th? That SOB. Yeah.
Yeah. And he bailed. I love Inman to death.
I love Inman too.
Inman, and I'll tell that story again when it comes up. He would come up to me every Schmoedown taping and say, I want to be part of a faction. I want to be part of a faction. I want to be part of every time. He was a dominant champion. People loved him. Yeah. He was super popular.
Him and Scott Mance were great.
He was very easy to work with. He was the best. And he's like, I want to be part of a faction. I want to be part of it. So what do? I put him in the best faction with one of the best reveals ever. And he's like, oh, I can't really compete anymore. I'm not really available. I'm working. I can't do this anymore. I'm like, well, you didn't just get the job. You had the job like months ago. And you knew like, why you should have said, I'm not going to be around.
Yeah.
And then we had to get rid of him. We had to like replace him within like quick.
Yeah.
I love
a shame. I love him, and it would have been great. And I was so happy
to have him
be part.
Yeah. No, I love I got nothing bad to say about it.
Yeah.
A Tornado. Michael is at 977 million this weekend. Will it crack $1 billion? Odds that they re-release it before part 2 comes out. They're super odds that 98% that they re-release it before, and that's when it'll probably hit $1 billion. I don't know if it's going to make $1 billion right to this run, as we've been saying, but it's going to get damn close, and then it's going to push it over before they get to part 2, and people will go and see it 1 million times.
Yeah,
and
totally. It'll make $1 billion, no problem, no doubt.
Nathan Drake saw Detectives on Prime this weekend, and it's so good. I really hope you and Ming will do a reaction. I don't know if we're going to do a reaction to it, but I was so tempted to stick Maisie in the chair and do one with her.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't really want her on the internet. Patricia's Pata became a member. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you, Patricia.
Great. We had a great member stream the other day. There are a lot of great members, and for members, by the way, we got another member right here. Another flawless example. When you are part of it, you guys, we do our live streams. Make sure when PLD is asking you guys for like questions, you guys bring in questions. You can ask video questions when you're in there. It's a lot of fun.
I want in on one of these members. I want you to bring me in on one of these member streams.
100%.
Go toe to toe with PLD. Let me ask the questions.
Sure. I will say, because you're in a better mood today, I can bring this up. When you were going back and forth with him about it, when he was using the sound clips,
yeah.
Well, I can't do it. He made a good point. You do have the microphone.
Well, it's because I'm higher level. That's how it works. I don't let the employees tell the manager what to do, right? That's not how it works. That's not,
he's got no voice. He's got no voice.
Doug, control your bitch.
There it is. There it is. There it is. You don't need the fry cook trying to tell you what should be on the menu. Just make the fucking fries and shut up, basically, and take out the trash.
Greenie from us to say citizen
reject from the bear.
It's a bit. I need to watch the new season. I can see why it's resonating. I don't want you to think, by the way, that comment went. Really, you got that's a pretty that wasn't bad.
The Cena family, he is absolutely in the Cena family on the.
You can absolutely see him working. 100%. My curiosity is it a one-off or the beginning of a new trend? Seems to be an audience for it. So I see it's resonating with right wingers. Okay, the bit bold would be an understatement. I can see why it's resonating. Is Citizen Vigilante? Is that the one? Vigilante? Is that the one with Majors?
No. Citizen Vigilante is the one with Army Hammer. Uwe Boll did, and then Elon Musk tweeted out the entire film for 2 days
by accident
on his account.
By accident or promote it?
No, on purpose. The whole film put it out there with Uwe's approval. And look, you can say it's resonating with right wingers, but none of them would have gone to see it. It only resonated because Elon put it out on his Twitter. So you can't really judge if it's resonating organically.
Maddie B, what's up, Maddie B? Backrooms will officially have an extended version with 15 minutes of bonus footage in theaters July 3rd. Is that a bit greedy to make fans go back again? Not if they see it. If people see it, I don't think it's greedy. It's you're spending the money on it. Like if the studio decides we're going to put money to put it back in theater to market a little bit more, I don't think it's greedy if they try. Yeah.
Well, one of the big complaints about this film, and I had, is that you don't develop Renita Rinsby's character strongly enough to go toe to toe with Chiwetel Ejiofor's character. Yeah. So if those 15 minutes give you more backstory, give you more information on her, then I'm 1,000% excited to go see it again and much more in context. And I think more studios should do this when films are relatively successful, but there's complaints about character development. If you have extra footage that you cut out thinking people wouldn't like it, put it back in and re-release it. I do that with Supergirl right now. Put the 20 minutes back in.
Maybe. Carmouse, my Kristian Harloff show, that's a great picture, by the way. Show movie fan cast so far. Christian, Dane Cook, Chris, Mary, Elizabeth Winstead, Smet, Sebastian Stan, Winston, David Diggs, Roca, Dan Lee. What about Roxy and Mike?
Yeah. I don't look like Dan Levy. What?
No, I could see why he'd say, but I mean, who's it? Gil, what's his name?
Yeah, Gil Birmingham.
Birmingham. I just saw him in something recently. A much older version of you, but definitely
Charlie Sheen. Come on.
It's amazing, by the way, like even like 10 years, like how different we all looked. Just 10 years ago in the Schmoedown. It's crazy. Hank Pym, what happened to Lucas Hedges? Had star potential. It's a great question, by the way.
Oh yeah, right.
Because he was in everything. Like 2019, 2018.
Yeah,
you couldn't turn on a movie without seeing him.
Manchester by the Sea. I remember that. Yeah.
Where's he been?
Let's see. He had something called Cameron Winter Love Takes Miles. I don't know. It's Sorry Baby last year. Shirley last year.
Right,
Let them all talk.
Big of note, right? Yeah,
he took a 5-year break from 2020 to 2025. Yeah.
A Tornado. I asked the AMC employees at my theater which movie they liked the most so far this year, and everyone said Obsession. Movie story of the summer for sure. That's what everyone's been saying. Everyone's been talking about Obsession. Yeah, it's true. We went to dinner it was Ming and his girlfriend and my wife, and my wife is not a horror fan really at all. She likes Halloween movies, but like. People were talking. We were talking about that movie, and they hadn't seen it, but because of the hype, they knew about the hype. And my wife's like, "I'll do that. I'll do a reaction with you on it." And then she found out it was about like possession. So she's like, "I can't do that." So even my wife like interested in that. Hank Pym, great actress, but if your last name was Alcock, wouldn't you change it? No, got to be one of the worst names I've heard. Or I'm just tired of screwing. Hank, you're usually one of the greats in this kind of that one's a little silly.
Yeah,
that's one. That look, you're talking to probably the least mature person on this channel. But I have a clip from when Roxy was even talking about her, and that is silly. It's her name, it's her name,
right.
So, anyway,
cock.
Yeah,
there it is. There it is.
Okay. Ron H. There he is. Didn't watch Supergirl or Toy Story 5. Maybe tonight. Enjoy it. Enjoy. Let us know what you think for sure. Ron H. Happy Monday, all. On my way, Montreal from Toronto. At least I have you fools keep me company on the way home. Just hope I don't get Roca Dad doings. You're not going to get that unless you provoke them. And I doubt you're going to provoke them.
And I don't overuse it. It's like, it's not a catchphrase. I just did it for one person at one time, you know.
My choice. Emma Darcy was incredible on House of Dragon.
Yeah.
I hope she gets nominated, an Emmy nomination for it. Loved all the dragon epicness too, and the score. It was a great. It was a great performance.
Oh,
the whole episode was incredible. Ron H. My life is a double-edged sword these days, but my away edge is slightly sharper. Don't fook with me, bad vibes, or I'll come at you Zorro style. Ron H. did something I got to give him credit for, monumental the other day.
Okay.
So the member streams, by the way, are like everybody. It's whatever member you are, whether it's 2, 5, 10, whatever member you are. You go in, and the difference here is you only spend 2 hours on a show. So we spend an hour doing the topics, and then anybody who donates a question, we read them at the end because we just can't get to everything. Right? The member streams, we read everything that's in the chat. Ron H. I told Ron H. He was putting super chats in there. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
He almost. I mean, we were thinking that PLD was almost going to like come in like second or third place. It wasn't enough to do that, but he was putting in enough. There was like 55 questions or whatever it was, and I'm like, wow. Ron, what are you doing? Ron's been nothing but supportive and wonderful on this channel. Mirror Domains. Can a Gunn Batman be without pop punk music now? I mean. It can be. The question is, will it be?
Yeah.
That's the question.
No.
Yeah.
Saying no.
A Tornado. Roca, thoughts on the World Cup so far? Which teams have stood out to you aside from the U.S.? I am Austrian, so facing Spain will be tough. Okay, you watching? I'm not. It's not nothing against it. I mean, look, it's one of those things. At some point in my life, I really want to go to a game in person because I'm sure the experience is second.
Oh yeah.
I just it's like same with me watching hockey on TV. I'll go to a game, but I won't. I on TV. It's like a cat in a string. I start going like this.
Well, there will be a New York. There will be games in New York coming up with the knockout round semifinals. I think the finals in New York. I think. Okay. So if I were you, I'd shake some trees. Matt Serra, you might get in as a press media.
Matt Serra has no interest in sports outside.
No, I'm saying you never know who's got tentacles where. And I'm just saying you could maybe get in there. I think the World Cup is going fine. I like the new teams and the extra teams they brought in. But France is number one for me in my mind. I think it's unbeatable. And the United States, don't get fucking cocky, man, because Bosnia-Herzegovina is no joke on Wednesday night. It's going to be a tough game. So
we'll see. Okay. Parker, Haller, 4738. If Clayface and Man of Tomorrow are good and make money, we are right back to DCU is good and the future is bright. People need to relax. I don't disagree, but it doesn't change the idea. It doesn't change the fact that Paramount is still under a different new leadership. And the difference, Parker, is yes, if they are both good and make money, you're looking at Clayface again. Clayface just needs to make what? $70-80 million, which is doable, could be good. And if it's good and makes money, yes, on track. Man of Tomorrow has Superman in it, Lex Luthor, notable characters.
Brainiac,
right. So yes, right then and there, they're in a good position. But that doesn't mean that we're right back to, now you can make obscure characters again. You got to change your narrative or you're going to be right back to where you are now.
Yeah. And I don't think Clayface has any relevance one way or another. It's Man of Tomorrow has to be good and make money.
More so than
maybe.
That. Yes.
Yeah.
Because unless Clayface turns out to be like an obsession type movie,
fair. Then that's amazing.
Like if it costs $40 million and makes like $300 million,
yep.
Then that's a different conversation. Then that's maybe you should make more of this type of stuff. But if it's
but we might be in another Kathleen Kennedy situation, Kristian, where there's a lot of defenders for Kathleen. But the films, some Rogue One makes $1 billion, right? Force Awakens makes 1.5,
right?
But then her instincts eventually for these other films, these other directors, eventually catches up to her and she sinks. So it may happen to Gunn Because it's really hard to win the fans back once they start to turn on you. It is really hard.
It's true. The difference is that there was never a plan at Lucasfilm. At least
Well, true.
I don't like his plan if it's continuously to put like obscure characters in the way. But at least he has a plan. Let's see. Joseph claps 8816 with a very generous super chat. Thank you, Joseph. Kristian and Roca. I feel like the DC universe needs to mix the sincere comic bookiness from the last year's Superman with the mythic godlike nature of the old DCEU while avoiding mistakes from both universes. What do you both think? You guys are great. I think that is 1000% accurate. I think that is absolutely what they do. And that's kind of what I was trying to convey with the Man of Tomorrow. Like to feel like maybe take a lot of that comic booky stuff, add it with a little bit more, take yourself serious as well, and mix it together and change. And don't be afraid to try to change the tone a little bit to see if you can get more people on board.
Yeah, I agree. And the irony is that James Gunn is actually good at doing this. And the whole time, he probably should have been like the Matt Reeves of the Gunniverse, in that people would look forward to a James Gunn movie when he gets to do them, but somebody else should be running DC. That's what it feels like. He step down as GM, as you said so well, and become head coach, as I was thinking, and stay the head coach. And people will look forward to your movies. You'll get goodwill back again, because I don't think it's working this way, man. You know, this is like Parcells running the Patriots. It's really not that strong.
Parker Haller, Roca, how disgusting was that Variety review? Literally a paragraph making fun of Millie's face. Is that true?
Yeah, Owen Gleiberman, fucking ridiculous. Yeah. He leaned into it's like he became one of those angry, anti-woke, anti-DEI male YouTubers going after her face. And I don't understand that. I really don't. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the problem I have. Listen, we're all allowed to find someone attractive or unattractive.
Yeah.
So it's the way of the world. I don't think J-Lo's attractive. A lot of people think J-Lo's attractive. And that's totally fair. Right. And Gilmore worships at her feet. And that's okay. I'm not going to say, she's objectively ugly. And so many people are jumping into these things and are going after her looks and posting pictures of her as Chaka from Land of Lost. I'm like, have you looked in a mirror? It's okay you don't find her attractive, but to make fun of her looks when you are ugly as fuck, when you're a neck beard, when you look like someone dragged you out of the dumpster to 7-Eleven, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know where you get the balls to come after the looks of Millie Alcock, who you guys would probably come in your pants if she even looked at you. So get out of here. Nonsense. And especially old men like Owen Gleiberman, dinosaurs who should not be commenting on a young woman's looks.
Ron H, you fools, you better recognize. That's really good.
I like that.
It's really good. All right, let's see. Next one. Derek Johnson coming in hot. Support. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
John has 92 at the moment and is started off really, really solid for this money. Over 1,000 people watching right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sami Zayn is the undisputed WWE champion. Thoughts? Good for him. Good for him. I'm looking forward to seeing his speech tonight. I'm sure he's going to have that. He's on. He'll pop up on Raw.
Sami Zayn.
Oshi Umatsu. No, that is who is that as He-Man?
I think it's Russell Crowe. I think
better. Do you think Jelly Roll went to see Supergirl? Who cares?
Who cares?
Ron H. BBC at half mast for Supergirl. You agree? I don't know if I agree, but
I don't know what that means.
It means big. You can figure it out. Lord Zuko. Kristian, how many episodes of House of the Dragon have you seen? 4, right? Does it slow down at episode 3 and 4? Because 1 and 2 were lit. I've seen 3. I have the 4th. I'm going to watch the 4th with Sam very soon. And third one's pretty damn good too. Third one, first 2 start out like boom, 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 and now you kind of go into the aftermath of that, which I love very much. Frank VT8YF. I think the problem DCU has is that we're definitely on the other side of peak hero movies. And superhero movies have to be great if they're going to make bank. It ain't going to cut anymore. 100%. The culture is moving on. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, it is. Like it has to be great. So I think you said it last week. You or Mike, I can't remember, about like, well, superhero fatigue. It's not dead. Look, everyone's excited to see Spider-Man. Spider-Man. It's got its own IP. You don't even realize is that Amazing Spider-Man 2 did like $800 million and was considered a failure.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Greenie from Oz. Appreciate the earlier start this show. Well, this is always our normal time. It's always 1:30 here compared to the usual 3:30. We didn't start earlier today.
Yeah.
No, we're always on it at this time. Been staying up for the World Cup. They go Japan. There you go.
They're playing Brazil right now. I don't know what the score is.
Do the World Cup prediction next I mean, you don't want anything from me. You don't want anything from me. Swazi, 84.55. Bittersweet seeing Otto Hightower. No.
No. What is wrong with you? Don't put spoilers.
Spoils. No spoils. That's HG. Hey, Kristian, I thought Supergirl was okay, but 68 million is not good. No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. The problem is this. If it was one of those movies, because we've had this discussion as well, too, where it's like if week 2 was like, look, this could be an Eternals type situation or Aquaman 2 where it keeps building. The problem is it didn't come out in October or August or November or December leading into like January, February, nothing else on it. It's got too much competition. It's just going to get beaten out of the box office. Yeah. Greenie from Oz. DC is sleeping on H.R. Hona as Wonder Woman. We don't know. We don't know yet.
Don't be surprised if that gets announced real soon. They really say she's Wonder Woman.
They really should. They should get it. They should. If it's Maxima, it's going to be another ball drop.
I agree.
CC Black. Thunderbolts is rated the best superhero movie by critics and audiences. Fantastic Four is ranked higher than Superman. Audiences will only come out for A tier. Yeah, that's what it is. It's true. I liked both of those movies better than Superman, and Superman did significantly better than both of them. I thought Thunderbolts was significantly better than Superman. H.R. White, 0803, feels like the larger culture is out on Soup's films if character isn't a culture icon, Batman, Spidey, X-Men, or Avengers. Maybe horror aspect of Clayface will be changed if that works. Well, again, as John said, it's harder to judge the Clayface aspect of it because this is why when people say box office doesn't matter, it does significantly because if Clayface costs $170 million, well, we'd be having a different conversation right now.
Yeah.
Conversation would be like, what in the world are they thinking doing a $170 million horror movie and it comes out next? What are they doing? This is a different kind of gamble where it's like, no, 20, 30, $40 million, whatever it is, movie coming out. It's a cool experiment to see how it's going to do. So that's why it's a different type of change up. You can't really compare it to those other movies that you brought up.
Yeah.
Bruce. I have that picture on my wall. I enjoyed Superman. It was good. Man of Steel was very good as well. I like the new take, but the needle drops in the punk Rockefeller is just not sitting with me for superhero films. I think they need to stop because I think it's turning into lens flares type stuff now. It needs to stop now because everybody's when you did it a couple times, okay, but now you're doing it so much that it's becoming people are being annoyed with it. It's okay to change it. Don't keep doing it. Yeah.
You're right. It's starting to become lens flares like JJ's lens flares. You're 100% right. People are looking forward to it or looking for it, and then they're coming in ready to judge it.
Because they're like, here we go. Here's another one. Vaseline based. Supergirl was mid and uninspired. Is Gunn DC totally clueless? Superman underperformed last year, and they follow with this. Gunn and Safran need a reality check. So before you laugh off because you laughed, you said like he said underperformed.
Yeah.
In a certain aspect, he's not wrong. In a certain aspect, he's wrong. In a certain aspect, he's not wrong. I still say, even those stupid Twitter trolls were like, "Well, Kristian Harloff did it to make $1 billion and successful," and it's like, no, you know that they wanted that version of Superman to be the biggest Superman movie ever.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So in that aspect, sure, it underperformed, but it didn't underperform by losing money. It made $620 million overall. It was enough to say, okay, it's a good start. We made a little bit of money. Let's go. So you can make the argument each way. I don't know how you see it, John.
No, I agree. I think I initially said it needed to make $700 million to be considered a success. But when you look at the reactions, when you look at the merchandise, when you look at the sales afterwards, and we look at streaming numbers, you cannot argue that it absolutely did exactly what DC needed it to do. And so I don't think it underperformed in any way, shape, or form. This is going to massively underperform Supergirl. This is where you can have that argument. But I don't think Superman, it got people excited, which is why people are upset that the way they are about Supergirl.
Right. And people were excited to see him in the movie.
Yes.
Orca 447-S3P. It will be interesting to see if Toy Story can catch Incredibles 2 to get the silver medal of Pixar box office. Getting the gold from Inside Out 2 seems very unlikely. So let's see. That's a great question. Talking about how much Inside Out 2
I
made
think it's 1.4 or 1.6.
almost 1.7.
1.7.
1.698. And then what was the other one they said? Incredibles 2?
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
Okay.
Incredibles 2 was 1.2. It'll beat that. But so if you're looking for Pixar and not just because Zootopia is that's Disney, right?
Disney. Yeah.
Right, because that's 1.8, almost 1.9. So yeah, what was it? It was so Zootopia is the biggest one, but that's a Disney movie. But as far as Pixar goes, yeah, I think it'll get close to Inside Out 2, but it won't beat it.
I mean, 600 million in 2 weeks. I think everything's on the table.
Yeah,
right? We weren't sure Michael was gonna, and now it's almost $1 billion.
That's
so
true.
It's got legs, and all these films underperforming that would have normally taken the audience.
Yeah,
people are gonna go see Toy Story 5.
Let's see what Minions does. Let's see what Minions does.
Yeah, sure.
That's going to be its biggest competition.
Those are juggernauts for sure. Minions movies. Yeah.
Shadow Doctor. The reality is, young people just don't care about superheroes. It's a mid-30s genre at this point. Supergirl fare is due to that. Not just, but I think it's part of it. In the same conversation that the script conversation the other day too, they went to backrooms instead. I don't disagree with you. I think that's a major factor. It's not the only reason why, but it is absolutely a major factor that the age range that was going out to see these movies 10 years ago are not running out to see them today.
Men under 25, Luke sent us this in the stats. Men under 25, 18%. Women under 25, 15% of the audience for Supergirl.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, and it's not, it just wasn't the time to target that audience for this movie right now. It just wasn't the time. Johnny Venerable. Pretty amazing how DC managed to fumble the window of vulnerability by Marvel phases 4 through 5. Gun is toast. These niche projects ain't it, not Batman. Well, we can't say toast yet, Johnny, but but if you added a couple words in there, I probably might agree with you. If you said Gun could be toast if they continue on with these niche projects. If they don't do Batman, then I'm on board. Because I think, you're probably right. If he decides to, again, dig his heels into the ground and say, nah, they're going to respond to this the way they did Guardians. It's a very different situation.
Yeah. Agree with everything you said, bro. Yeah.
Vaseline base. Disney should trade Lucasfilm for DC. Who says no? I don't know if has there ever been a trade for projects? That'd be amazing.
No.
It'd be amazing.
I mean, people have sold projects to other studios, but after they've finished them, but no, they've never traded them.
That'd be amazing. There's a trade. Larry Quartz. Hey, Larry. I heard the CEOs know the next film after Man of Tomorrow, and they said Supergirl has a big role in it. What do you think it is? Also heard that Anna was hired to do a Supergirl with Sasha Calle before the regime change. Oh, I mean, that is I read that as well too. I think that
oh, really?
Yeah, I think that Gunn liked. She was already signed on to do something beforehand, and Gunn just liked her and vibed with her and kept her on. I don't think there's anything wrong that he gave her a shot. And here's the other thing. There have been many writers that have written really good things, and then their scripts have been butchered. Notes, chopped to pieces, and they are the ones that get the finger point. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but it's possible.
Yeah.
You know?
Very, very possible. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Look at this, John.
Wow.
Maddie B.
Thank you, Maddie.
Who might have just given Roka the win this week.
Or motivated someone else to do
something else like this. But this is
like
this
PLD. It's like some taking a second job.
Yes, mortgage.
Give to Roxy. You can give to Roxy.
Yeah. Thank you, Kristian and Roka, for all you do and bring to the community. Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
Much appreciated by all. Dude, that's so kind of you. Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah.
What character from a movie show do you relate to most and why? What is your favorite line from any movie? Also, is a hot dog a sandwich? I think a hot dog is a sandwich. I think it could be considered a sandwich, and now I'm hungry for a hot dog. My favorite line from any movie, because she got a great ass, head all the way up it. That's one of the ones I think of. There's so many great ones.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite line.
You got to answer. You can't because you can't do.
I know. I can't. I know. You're right.
I'm not answering that for $2, so this ain't $2. You got to answer anything you
ask.
What
character from a movie show do you most relate to most and why? You know what? This is going to sound crazy, but this is one of my favorite TV shows ever. Is NYPD Blue, and I've kind of always related to David Caruso's character in that show. David John Kelly. I love John Kelly to pieces. I still think that that's one of the greatest seasons of TV ever.
Yeah.
So that's a character I've always related to. And of course Wolverine, which is why Logan is my favorite superhero movie bar none. So
I think it's one of the reasons that I like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind so much is I really do like the inner way that Joel thinks and feels about himself. I feel that's me. Like I do. Like I don't project myself the same way that he does, but I relate to him very much so. So
yeah.
That's one. What about a hot dog? Is it a sandwich?
I think it's how you prepare it.
Yeah.
Like you got to have lettuce and tomato, and then the chili on top. I can see PLD salivating right now. And then you gotta put some cheese on that. Put some cheese on that, Sal. Put some cheese on that motherfucker. As far as line, what is my favorite line? It has to be, I guess, from Wrath of Khan. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. Yeah. That's always something that I think about in my mind whenever I do anything or have to make a decision, So, yeah.
Chip Spiwick. The audience scores and the critic scores are leagues apart. Those who have seen Supergirl generally also review bombing is happening. What that? I mean, that always happens. Yeah. At this point, it's just there's no and they just haven't fixed it at all.
Yeah.
There's your boy, Matthew Garrett.
Uh-oh.
Yes, telling Christian dads not to bring their kids to this movie really worked out for Millie. Never go full Ziegler. Now, as much as I don't think, now I know, as Matty B likes to poke the bear, as much as I don't think that had a crucial thing to do with this, and I think that the Ziegler stuff was a lot worse than than anything Millie Alcock said, but I do think that there's sometimes with PR, and I watched her interviews. Millie Alcock is different than where she was. I think that what she said, she's kind of like, first of all, the PR training for a lot of these things it seems to be non-existent at this point, because you got to be careful, because because I don't feel like there was any intent. I know what she was trying to say with it. What she was saying was that when she would get someone said some shit about her or something really awful about her, and then she looks at the profile and it's a Christian dad. She was talking about the irony of it. That's what she was saying. However, the way that she followed it up made it seem like, well, that's not who I want seeing my movies anyway. To which it makes it seem like, well, I don't want Christian dads to come check out my thing. Right. She was talking about the irony in the situation. But again, PR matters. And the way things are said matters, because you could see where people would take offense to that. But that's what I read out of that situation. And I do think that hurts a little, but not as much as he's thinks it is.
So okay, so I take your point, and I have to counter it a little bit.
Sure.
Because I think Matthew is doing what MAGA people usually do, which is twist what actually happened here to fit their narratives. And the thing is, she wasn't saying, I don't want Christian dads to come see my movie.
Right, that's what I said.
What she was saying was the people who put that they are Christians on their profiles and say the most horrific shit, which most of the time those are possibly bots that are, going out, but like the monkeys you see in Superman, to post that kind of stuff. And so she was saying she doesn't want people like that to come see these movies. She didn't say she don't want Christian dads to come see this movie. She said she doesn't want people who are fake.
You just pulled a Winston. You didn't hear a word I just said when I did.
I heard everything you said. I just said it better.
I said the irony of it. I said that's what she was talking about. She was talking about the irony of a Christian dad.
No, but I'm saying to you, those people aren't Christian dads. A lot of the people who are on the internet who put that on there, they do that so they have cover for themselves. But then they say the most most negative, horrific shit, like sexist, racist shit. And so they cover themselves with saying Christian, and it's all an act. And so a lot of people are doing that. And that's what she's referring to. But I agree with your point overall. And that is, it's just the media training. And even Millie said this, I think, on Horowitz's podcast. She said they don't train you to deal with the media when you're going through acting school. And maybe they should. And she's right.
100% they should. Carlton, especially today. Carlton Rudder, London Calling. Supergirl was fine, but had real potential. Great final ep of CF on Interstellar. Cinephiles.
Cinephiles.
Yes, where does that movie rank in your Nolan movies? It goes up every time I watch it. It's one of his movies that gets better every. I didn't like it the first time I saw it in the theater. And I got better and better. Maddie B, how do you spell it? Okay or okay? I think it varies for me. Sometimes I'll do K, sometimes I'll do okay, sometimes I do it that way. So I don't know. And he follows it up with an interesting question. Would you rather live the rest of your life in total sunlight or total darkness? I think sunlight because you can still make darkness with a blanket. You know what I mean? I could cover my eyes up if I want. Like you can't. It's hard to make sunlight except lights and stuff. But then that's depressing. So probably sunlight.
I love the dark. I live in the dark. It's why I love Batman as a character so much because he lives in the dark. But I know the dark leads to depression and mental health issues. So I'd have to say what you said: total sunlight, but I can make it dark when I need.
You can make it dark whenever you want. You can still block out the sun.
Exactly.
You can't create real sun. Robbie M 1327. I actually like how Gunn greenlit based on scripts and trust his taste. In my opinion, the problem is that he's not there to supervise. Kevin Feige, same, spread too thin and suddenly quality drops. I think he's supervising too much.
Yeah, bullshit. He's not there to supervise. I mean, Gillespie is essentially saying that in some of his answers, recent answers, not the answers from a few months ago. The recent answers, you can see between the lines what he's saying.
Maddie B, would you? Oh, we did that one. Top Dog RLG. Was Supergirl's final needle drop as bad as everyone says? I haven't seen the movie, but listened to the song and can't imagine it working. Unfortunately, sums up Gunn's DCU just kind of off. Yeah, it was off. It didn't work. It didn't work. Just like a lot of the jokes too. What did you think?
Yeah, I said that in my review. And it was a toss-off line. I said, like, especially that last needle drop. What the hell? And I moved on to the rest of my review. I didn't think that was going to stand out to as many people as it did. The final needle drop. It just stood out to me. And so to find out that a lot of people felt the same way, I was like, I must have been on the same wavelength with everybody else, that it was off,
Yep.
So,
Maddie B, are you Team Jelly Roll or Team Bunny? Are they feuding?
They're divorcing. He filed for divorce.
Oh, I thought it was Bad Bunny. It was Bad Bunny.
No, not Bad Bunny. The Jelly Roll's not Bad Bunny. That's two different things. Bunny XO being Bad Bunny.
I know who they're. Trust me, I know way too much. I don't care. Mike Joyce. Anyway, that werewolf trailer, I love Eggers. I'm excited. I didn't watch the trailer. I'm gonna watch it when it comes out, in the same way that I watched Nosferatu. Be very excited. Yeah. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I reacted to it. It's up on my channel. Loved it. Loved it.
H.R. White. Gunn is good as a knuckleball pitcher in Marvel. That's a great analogy. But you can't have a staff of knuckleball guys. He doesn't work as the tone setter. Brilliantly said.
Yep.
You and I have been on this damn thing for almost 2 hours, and we didn't say as much as what he just said in that one super chat.
Oh,
brilliant.
Maddie B, you might have to donate another 400 to get to make this kind of comment and make it just as good. So I'm encouraging you. I'm motivating.
That was brilliant. 100%.
Yeah. Way to go, HR White.
Yeah. Maddie B, what's the worst date you've ever been on? I think we've talked about this before in the past. The date itself was okay. It was the initial lead up to the date. There was this really attractive girl that I asked as Florida State. She was super, super attractive. And we went like this hayride event or something that she was going to go with me to. So I remember going to go pick her up at her apartment. And do you remember Royal Village?
Oh God.
So they did like layers of apartments and stuff.
Yes.
So I went to pick this girl up, and right before I get there, I stepped in the biggest pile of dog shit that had been put, and I'm throughout the entire complex smashing my shoes on every bit of stair and everything, sweating, knowing that I'm I'm already like a minute late, and I'm smashing stuff, and I'm wiping shit all over this girl's apartment complex, like everywhere. Just making sure I get this shit off my shoes. I don't know if it was. I don't know if she got into my car and it smelled like shit. I can't remember because I just remember going, I got to get to this thing as fast as I can. I got to this thing as fast as I can. And we went on one date. That was it. It was the date was good though. Worked out okay, but never really went out with her ever again after that.
Worst date I've ever been on was a girl I met through Tinder or Hinge or something that I was on. And I met her at the ArcLight for dinner, and she was totally on coke and drank a lot.
Damn.
And kept and we were just not compatible, and she was very scattershot and harebrained, and there was a lot of drinking and and then she kept going to the bathroom, and so then the check came, and she had ordered all these drinks, and she thought I was going to pay for the whole fucking check.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, you're paying for yours, I'm paying for mine, because this ain't happening. I know you've been out
see
doing
that
that
happening. Like I'm sitting there with you. I could see you saying that. All right.
I don't give a shit, man. Yeah.
Gunn's biggest problem, and I say this as a huge demo of his Superman 2025, is simply his ego. That's what Roka's been saying. He casts fantastically. Unfortunately, his ego is writing checks that his universe can't cash. Right now, look, this comes with the territory. When you win, you get your flowers. When you lose, you catch a beating, and that's what he's catching right now.
As the great Rosie Perez once said, sometimes when you win, you really lose. And sometimes when you lose, you really win. And so that's the situation, Gunn. I've been talking about his ego for months or years. In 2 years now, you guys have been giving me shit about it. But now you're seeing the results of this stuff. When someone has too much ego, it bleeds into the work and it messes with the work.
Maddie B, what celebrities would you want to play your parents in a biopic about your life? I'll tell you, I'll give you an answer that it's maybe not exactly this question, but for my show, if it goes past the pilot, I really want Clancy Brown to play my dad.
Oh, that'd be great.
Really want Clancy Brown to play my dad. That's one that I would love. The character's mother is no longer living. But yeah, that's I'll give you that answer if that's anything for you, Matty B. How about you, John?
Yeah. Well, it's always been Alfred Molina should play my dad for sure. I don't know. My mom, I don't know. Maybe J-Lo. I don't know.
Fair enough. The Lil Yankee. Great KH cameo on the hot mic. That was fun.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, Kristian. It meant a lot.
Yeah, it was watching. I was doing work, and then I saw that you guys were going live, and I was like, oh, you know what? They're talking about this thing, and I was like, and then they sent you that chat, and you're like, yeah, send me the link. That was fun. I'll do that again if I see you guys are on live.
I would love for you to come on. We'd love having you on, man.
Maddie B, would you travel the past or future, and why? I could have a 2-hour conversation about this. I think about it all the time. Okay. It depends on what aspect. I still feel to me that that's my I put my wife's ring as the Cantina song. But if I was able to me, it's the way that Arrival did it is the way that I really believe that time travel could work with humans, is that transferring actual consciousness into other forms of the universe, right? Or different multiverses, whatever it could be. That I would absolutely, taking all the knowledge that I have now, and putting that into a 13-year-old version of myself and living in a different timeline. I would love to do that.
Yeah, but then you'd end up a completely different adult
in a different timeline,
right? But you'd be a completely.
If I was able to jump back, I would call it line jumping. If I was able to say, let's say for a quick second, I had the ability. I closed my eyes for a second.
Yeah.
And I could live from 13 years old, knowing everything that I do in an alternate timeline. But then when I'm like 25 years old, I decide, you know what? I'm going to go back to that moment for a second. And I open my eyes, and to you, it's no time has passed. But to me, 12 years have passed. Right. Like, I would love that kind of shit. I think about it probably way more than I should.
It's like being on that interstellar planet where like 10 years went by in like 2 minutes. Yeah. I used to say I'd go to the past because I'd love to possibly sit down with Abraham Lincoln or Roosevelt or Teddy Roosevelt or see the Beatles in concert or Elvis in concert. But like nowadays, I want to go to the future and see if we made it. Like I would like to see if we made it to the future. So I'd rather go in the future now. Yeah.
Well, this is inaccurate. According to Endgame, it's alternate timeline. That was not it wasn't Endgame that came up with that. That was always the majority of what physicists and everyone else says what would happen. It's the Back to the Future aspect that always drove me nuts.
Right.
Back to the Future is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's the worst time travel like mechanic movie ever. Like he wouldn't wind up in that same position when he comes back in that same moment when he's jumping into the DeLorean.
Right.
Different things would have happened.
He'd be a completely different person.
He wouldn't have a different house. He'd still be in that same exact moment. Right. I love that movie. The movie's it's a perfect movie, but the time travel in that movie, the mechanics of it stink. and they even say that as much in Endgame. But Endgame in general wasn't the first movie to do that. That's just the way it. Yeah. Let's see. Next one.
We're gonna go till 1 p.m.
Maybe. Maddie B. Is there anything about yourself that people would be surprised to learn? Yes, but nothing I can talk about on air.
I think people would be surprised to learn that I'm more right wing than you think about certain things.
Oh, okay.
I think people would be more surprised to learn, as my love of the military and my love of Stallone, Schwarzenegger, type like. People discount that just because I'm outspoken about left issues. Doesn't mean I don't have right-wing tendencies, especially financially. So, yeah.
John Castle. Hit Girl was 11 in Kick-Ass, so Robin at the same age can work. Yes. I don't think that
Sure.
Let me, John, it's not that John, the super chat, John. It's not that I don't think that it could work in general. I don't think it should work right now. Is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like introducing that version of Batman with that Robin in this time where the DC is trying to find itself. It's not that I don't think it could ever work as far as a movie goes, because your example of Kick-Ass is a great example. So I don't know. How do you feel about it, John?
Yeah, I think it can work. It depends on who you cast, right? And the story you're telling.
Yeah.
I mean, think about Chloe Grace Moretz. She always played older than who she was in her films,
right?
And that helped. You know?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
This will be an interesting one.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, this isn't it. Never mind. Keltrick Pickens, what's up, Keltrick? If Gunn gets all the credit for the failure for Supergirl, that's fine. But where will the goalpost move if Lanterns and Clayface release and critics and fans love both? Does Gunn get the credit or no? Well,
sure.
it's a great question, and it's also the same thing in the way that Kathleen Kennedy and Disney never got credit for any of the wins for Star Wars
from certain people in the fandom.
Like I'm a major like critic of the way Kathleen Kennedy handled it, but she got a lot of wins, right? And I also say like Disney, everyone always said, Disney Star Wars, but when Disney's Marvel, Disney ruined Marvel, but no one ever said Disney did so great. They just made Endgame. They just made Civil War. No one ever said that ever.
Right.
Oh my God! Thank God Disney did this. They said it was Marvel. They said it was Kevin Feige. The difference is that Gunn is like the focal point. Mm-hmm. So if Clayface, like I said, if Clayface makes an insane amount of money, then it's like, what a brilliant move by them. Like going off this route, they should do more of this.
Yeah.
If they just make a little money, then it's just going to be like, oh, it's cool. And what's next? Lanterns, if Lanterns is really good, then he'll get some credit on a television show. Right. He should get credit for though. A win's a win.
Yeah. But as I said, if we're at that stage where Gunn is becoming Kathleen Kennedy, where the wins are not given credit to, but the losses are hung around his neck, then we're heading towards him leaving this franchise very soon. Because I mean, Kathleen Kennedy, no one gave her credit for Andor. Nobody gave her credit for The Mandalorian. They even pushed that narrative that Kathleen said to Filoni and Favreau, just go off and make your show. I don't care about it. They actually pushed that stupid narrative that she wouldn't care about it. Like all these things that they won under Force Awakens, she gets no credit for them, but people give her double negatives for all the stuff that didn't work. I think Gunn is possibly moving into that territory. We'll see.
Maddie B, what is the strangest rumor you've ever heard about yourself?
I cheated in the Schmoedown.
Mine was for a long time, and even AI had it wrong. Now I just searched, and when you ask who my wife is, it actually has Sadie on there. It says he frequently posts about her on social media, often joking, and people compare her to Julia Roberts. So that's very nice. But
she does look like Julia, yeah.
Everybody used to, but even the AI said that I was married to Canadian reporter Miri Jedikin, and we had two boys. Like, who makes that? Who puts that information there? Now it's finally updated with my correct.
I'd say your wife is better looking than Julia Roberts. I'm not veering into territory and anything negative about you. Like I think your wife's better looking than Julia. She's more feminine.
She's and that's super nice of you, and I agree with you. And that she's they have like the same eyes.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was your first celebrity crush? I
Oh, yeah.
I would, I was thinking, was it Julia? But it wasn't.
Mm.
It was Alyssa Milano.
Oh, the Milano, of course.
Yeah, it was Alyssa
Why
Milano.
wouldn't it be? Mine was probably Elizabeth Shue in Adventures in Babysitting.
Oh, wow.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Space Jesus. Good morning, Roka. What do you think of Sammy winning the belt? Is it so Oba doesn't hurt Roman or Cody's character? Probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And eventually they'll figure that out.
Yeah.
You want to have an embarrassment of riches, so yeah.
Brock's gonna wind up winning the title one more time.
Probably before he retires.
Yeah. Maddie B, do you want to build a snowman? Not I'm over the snow. No more snow right now. Yeah. KCG, one thing I don't like about Gunn's writing style is he always uses animals for sympathy. Someone's been reading Save the Cat. I see through his bullshit. I mean, he does.
Oh, for Rocket?
Rocket.
Yeah, but he didn't create Crypto. Oh.
He does.
Yeah, but again, that's who he is.
I know.
So,
he does.
You can argue the one thing I don't like about Tarantino is he uses the N-word in every one of his movies, but that's who he is.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
Jacob. Superhero fatigue is real. It's not 2019 anymore, and general audience has moved on. Aside from evergreen icons like Spidey, Batman, these movies are done. I don't know about done, but I agree with the first portion of that, because if you put together a decent movie with a good script that people will really enjoy, I think you're right, Jacob, that you're going to have more of a struggle today than you did in 2019. But I still think there's an outside shot that some of these things can deliver. But I think that you're right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have it's the icons right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to be able to build, because look, even Shang-Chi did pretty good for when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, I think we're in a very different time.
Yeah, you gotta do better with the smaller characters and make them for less money.
True. All right, we got a lot. We got to keep going.
Jesus,
Maddie
sorry.
B, would you rather fight a bear or a shark? I originally read this like, what would you rather be? A bear. I'd rather fight a shark. I'd rather punch a shark, because I think sharks you can punch a shark in the nose and you might get lucky.
Yeah.
A bear you punch in the nose, it's gonna laugh at you and then tear you apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still say bear though, because at least there's tactics. Lay down, scream really loud, move around.
True. Just think of that Revenant scene.
I just can't handle. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Maddie B 207. Remember that dress meme from years ago? What color? I do remember it, but I don't remember what I saw. And I think I didn't care. I didn't.
Oh, you're so cool. You didn't care. You're so cool. You didn't
I think
care.
that's what it was. I think I was just too cool.
I saw black and blue, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. CC Black. Rumor is that Patrick Wilson might be Professor X. I like that.
Yeah. I like
that. Yeah. Mad Men 1989. Joshua. I recommend to wait as long as possible for Knights of the Seven Kingdoms with Sam. The end of episode 4 hit so hard with the OG theme because people had time to miss it. Yeah, we're gonna watch it right before the new season. So before night, we're gonna wait. People are like, why did you watch Knights? Because Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Because we're gonna wait. I'm gonna get her right before, and then we're gonna do the same thing that we're doing now. We'll watch season 2 together for the first time.
Yeah.
Greenie from us. Support Derek Johnson. Hilarious. Hershey Tube 3890. My girlfriend and 3 sisters only talk about shows like Off Campus or rom-com movies, just reality. I couldn't pay them to go see Supergirl. Same. Even my wife, who is probably significantly older than your girlfriend and 3 sisters, but she's also watching Off Campus. Roxy's watching Off Campus. People that's my wife doesn't give a shit about Supergirl. Just because you're putting in a woman in making it about a women empowerment movie doesn't mean that women are going to want to see it. It's like Bill Burr's joke about the WNBA.
Yeah.
Women aren't watching the WNBA. I mean, maybe more now. Caitlin now, but initially when it was starting, they weren't watching it.
Well, yeah,
and they were gearing it to. How come men aren't watching it? Because it's not geared towards us.
Yeah.
So who are they gearing it towards?
Yeah.
Maddie B, if you were going to go on Shark Tank, what idea would you pitch? The Schmoedown. because I know Mark Cuban is a big sports guy and movie guy. I always wanted to get it in front of him. I just never could get the meeting. I always thought he would get it the most.
I have to agree with Kristian.
Yeah.
Schmoedown.
Yeah. RC. I think the problem Jordan Peele has is he wants every movie to have a twist ending instead of making a thoughtful, straightforward movie. You run into that Shyamalan problem, right?
Right.
Is that let's see what happens. Let's see him do his next movie, but I think so.
I think the problem Jordan Peele has is that he doesn't have a lot of ideas that would make sense to flesh out into film. And I think that's what you're seeing. But I love I think he's a very challenging filmmaker.
Yeah.
But you're just gonna have to wait for his ideas to get to fruition. He isn't Woody Allen making a film every year.
Right.
He needs time.
Right.
So yeah.
Michael D. RC. Why do you think that Wesley Snipes doesn't get more roles? He's a great actor. I think a lot of it he was in the clink for a little bit for Taxes, right?
Oh, that's true. Right.
But then I don't know if he still is, but he was always rumored to not be the easiest to work with. But I think it's better now. I'd like to see him make. I was hoping he was going to make a big comeback ever since Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah, I don't think he was ever a great actor. I always thought he was good. He was solid. He was fun actor for sure. And I loved seeing him back as Blade. But I mean, let's not pretend that he didn't have a long run of movies that went straight to DVD or straight 100%. To streaming.
Yeah,
because he's not that strong of an actor. And picking projects, he had a big ego as well. Yeah.
Something we won't have to get into. I don't know if anybody just bring this up real quick. I'm a big fan of Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Oh God,
we should not have opened his mouth.
What a moron!
That you are producing so many great things right now.
Yeah.
You are delivering on the studio and everything. Why in the world would you go after one of the biggest icons of all time and then insult Rocky of all things? Not that you have to like it, but dude, I get you and Ike are buddies. Shut the fuck up. Like if I'm your agent, like don't go after Sly. That's just dumb.
So I think they're feeling themselves and because Sly's taken that turn to be more Trump connected, more right wing. I think these guys thought it was safe. Yeah, I thought it was. They thought it was safe, but stupid.
Bubble.
100%. And I almost tweeted this out as it's like waking up in your room in college and you know a lot about movies and you hear your two idiot stoner friends downstairs talking about movies.
So dumb.
That's exactly what that was. Those two morons.
It was really, really dumb.
So stupid.
It was really dumb. Not that they can't have that conversation, but don't have it on air.
Right.
It's like you don't have to like Rocky. You can say it's not for you. You're not. I hate the too cool nerd approach sometimes. Like I'm friends with a lot of nerds. I am a nerd. I hate the too cool thing about like I don't watch sports, and if you do, you're a nerd. You're a meathead. You're this. I hate that, and that's what I don't watch sports movies. Ooh, it's like what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that.
I also tried to tell me that Stallone that Schwarzenegger films, because again, Schwarzenegger is more left-leaning. He had better films than Rock. You're out of your effing
He's
mind.
a Republican, but I know what you mean. He's
he's not a Trump person, I guess. So the thing is, there's no way. Schwarzenegger's never done a Rocky film, never will do a Rocky film, never come close to doing a Rocky film.
They said he doesn't. Stallone doesn't have a Terminator. Like you just shit on the ones that he has. He's got the Rocky franchise.
Rocky's got First Blood.
Has Arnold ever been nominated for an Oscar?
Show me Arnold's Copland.
Now,
show me that performance.
I love Arnold more than most people.
So do I.
But has Arnold ever been nominated for an Oscar?
No.
Stallone's been nominated
twice.
Stallone was nominated twice and should have won against Mark Rylance. So
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Maddie B, who is the best and worst celebrity you've met? Oh man. I wasn't. Initially I was a fan of Zach Levi. I was. I know it's easier to do this now, but I ran into him a couple of times, and he was very. And I'll say, and I say this because he was very kind to me when you invited us to parties and everything too. I ran into him a couple of times afterwards, where I didn't have the best vibes from him. Is all I'll say.
Yeah.
And then best. You know what? I just posted a video of him lately. Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh yeah,
one of my favorite humans in the world.
An Outlaw fan, which was very humbling.
He's a great dude. He's a great dude, and he's just super honest. So, and again, I wouldn't say worst on it. It was that particular vibe for that day. So, what about
sadly, Dice years ago.
Oh man,
but this is before the Dice you see now.
Yeah,
he was really shitty to me at the ArcLight in the early 2000s. I ran into him. I tried to compliment him, and he's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. I can't shake your hand." And he walked away from me. And I was like,
Kind of goes into his shtick, though.
I was so mad.
yeah,
But the best, ironically, because we just talked about it, I would have to say Stallone and Clint Eastwood are tied. Both times, those guys gave me some nice compliments and shook my hand after the interview. They were so nice to me. Like Eastwood got up and shook my hand and thanked me for the question. So, nicest guys. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Dixon Cider, is Roca doing a watch along for Germany versus Paraguay?
Probably not. I don't think I'm gonna do a watch along until the USA game on Wednesday night. Yeah.
Gurish Mishra, movie length is a problem. Rush storylines for Supergirl. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Ron H. So word of advice: never poke the Roca. That's, I mean, I can tell you that. Christopher AO2, my Toy Story 6 pitch. It's years later. Woody is still with the lost toys and comes back another Woody doll, helps him get back to his owner, who ends up being Andy's kid. A callback. Lotso in 3. I mean, look, I'm trusting in these guys right now for making another one, because it really worked. This last one really worked. So yeah. Ron H. Football's awesome. Bet FIFA can sook it hard. All right. GoPal, 5 memberships. Thank you, GoPal.
Wow.
Very, very, very kind. It's amazing. CC Black, Ellison pushed out Taylor Sheridan for not being conservative enough. Gunn should be nervous. I think Gunn walks away either way. Is that true that Ellison pushed?
I don't think Ellison. I think Taylor didn't want to go where Ellison wanted to go. And by the way, Taylor has come out recently in interviews and gone after Trump and what they're doing there with the way they're flouting the rules and stuff. So, like, it was clear that he did not vibe with Ellison and Ellison's cozy relationship. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Gunn does the same thing, just because I want part of this. You know,
Gorish Mishra, do you guys watch Indian movies, Bollywood? I want to watch more of them. So we work with Praper Media, who does a lot of our editing, and they have which was Indian based, and they have actually recommended a lot of movies that I wanted to check out, and I was going to do a lot of them with Chris Carr. Just finding them in the schedule right now for me is just the toughest. So
I don't, sadly, but I would love to learn. I would love to learn. Yeah.
Ron H., if you want an amazing sports experience, watch the Montreal Canadiens game at Bell Center if Habs are in the playoffs. Home games are insane. Win or lose. Oh, Canadians, I mean, they take their sports very serious. So I don't doubt that at all. Michael D. Alan Tudyk is Jelly Roll's doppelganger. Look it up. What?
Well, not as also on that weight, maybe.
Yeah. Chris Offerday became a member. Thank you, Chris. A lot of new members today. I'm loving it. Johnny Bachida. John, you're going to be watching Brazil versus Japan after.
I'm watching right now.
Oh,
it's 1-0 Japan as we're doing this.
That's good. Don't you can at least lie. Armada 8YT.
I can do both.
Jason, House of the Dragon should be in something. That kid was really good.
He was good, wasn't he?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ron H. Too many slow drivers on the highway. Get out of the way. I'm with you. Slow peeps never want to stay to the left. Move over. Yep.
I agree. 1,000%.
Francisco Lopez. Last night's episode of House of the Dragon is very good, but damn, the beginning when Aaron and Jace kicked me. Yeah. It's incredible.
I was in tears. If you've ever lost someone and felt those emotions like 100%. She was feeling them, oh my God.
Emma Darcy needs to be nominated.
Agreed.
Yeah. Go, pal. You know, you can, Ralph, you can fuck my wife if she wants you to, but you do not get to watch my television set. Ralph, sit down. The best. King. I don't get propping Millie up. Her portrayal wasn't good. Linear character development, cringe dialogue. S the F up about MAGA. No one is on X like you, Roca. I'm not MAGA, and the movie was ass.
No, anyone who says they're not, they are. Anyone who says they're not, they are. And anyone thinking Millie wasn't good is absolutely has no idea about acting and no idea how to judge acting. And she was excellent in the film.
I do agree that the character development wasn't good enough.
Oh, sure.
I agree that the 100%. Dialogue wasn't
great. But that's across the board.
Those are two different things. I think what she was given, she brought. So I think for me, it's not about propping her up. It's just a matter of saying, like, the performance, she was good. I
think it's funny to say no one is on X like you, Roca. Trump is on X like me, more than me. So please, what are you talking about?
Ron H., as a Canadian, I want to say, "Fook, my ass has." There
you go.
Let's
man.
Ron H., if you can watch Tuner, my film of the year thus far. People love Tuner.
I know. I got to see this film.
Michael Mortimer Mouse. If Clayface does Obsession level money, I look forward to the DC Horrorverse. If they can do that, and if it does really, really well, I agree. I think that they should try to do something where they're making these smaller movies for smaller budgets. The Shay Markel. What's up, Shay? I felt like Supergirl was the exact movie I expected from the trailers. It was about as entertaining as a Jason Statham project. Cool, but forgettable. I think that's fair.
It's not what they wanted, but yes.
No, but I think it's fair. Francisco Lopez. Hello, Roca. Where did you get that shirt? It looks good. Eddie Guerrero is one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, at CinemaCon, I discovered in Vegas they have a Culture Kings store, which I've never even heard about Culture Kings. And I went into the store and I saw all these awesome shirts. They have like slightly oversized shirts. This is a medium what I'm wearing, and I would love the designs. So they had a sale a few days ago, and I bought some stuff from them. And this is one of the shirts from Culture Kings.
Awesome.
Check them out, y'all. They're great.
Mike, what movie is the next DCEU watch with Sam? Great question. So right now, tomorrow, so it turns out that I'm actually going to be able to shoot more this week with Sam than I thought. But tomorrow we're watching Obsession. My goal would be to try to at least get 3 more episodes of Andor in tomorrow. I don't know if she's going to be able to do that much, but we'll see. Then I want to finish up Andor season 2 this week. Then I want to get to Rogue One. Then we're doing episode 4. Then we're doing episode 5. Then we're doing episode 1, 2, 3, then 6. Then we'll do Mandalorian season 1, 2, 3, and then Mando and Grogu. And then we're going to go back to the DCEU. And I think we're going to do Aquaman for sure. We might do the Flash. And then we will do, I don't think we're going to do Wonder Woman 84 though.
Oh God, why would you?
I don't think we're going to do that. But I think that we're going to do a 2-parter with Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, nice.
We're going to do 2 different videos because it's a 4-hour movie. That Halo music on the old Schmoedown matches is awesome to hear. GT played some great music. He was the engineer. All right, John X Dragon. Hey, Harloff and Rogue, I just want to send an apology for losing some faith a while back. I get everyone has their opinions on pop culture, but civil debates are better than more negativity. I send best wishes to you both. What a wonderful comment that was.
Yeah.
I always appreciate that when people are like, look, you listen. Hey, first of all, you don't need to apologize. I don't remember. The 2 of us even remember what the hell.
Yeah, I don't at all. Yeah.
So it's like, look, you don't have to apologize. Just the thing is, I agree. You can have different conversations. This is what I always tell people. Like the one thing that drives me nuts that I always go that I push back on and wish that I was able to have like video conversations with idiots that say this, like, Harloff doesn't like criticism. He can't take criticism. No, I want people to understand what criticism is. If someone says, I don't agree with what you're saying, this doesn't actually work. Oh, I wish you wouldn't have done this, or this particular thing didn't work, because I'll tell you why. It's when you make a direct comment on somebody or insult somebody, that's not criticism. That's negativity. And so when you're having, like you said, John, when you're having an actual conversation, a debate, those are healthy. Those actually help to make, like, I can't even tell you how many times John and I have had conversations on this show. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't see it that way. That's interesting. I see what you're saying there. Yeah. I don't agree with maybe that point, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah. That's the thing. Good faith debate is what's important. Condescending, shitty comments, like, insulting comments, those kinds of things. Those are things those are not debate. Those are not criticism. Those are not legitimate good faith conversations. And so those are infantile, childish things. Yeah. Those are the things I always reject. I'm always welcome, as Kristian and I have proven many times, to have a debate and defend my points of views and be open to hear the other side, as long as it's presented in a way that is logical and makes sense and is legitimately looking to get people to understand your point of view, not necessarily agree with your point of view.
It's true.
There's a difference.
And it's also, I think some things happen sometimes. People misquote you, and it happens to us all the time. I saw Kalinowski was talking about Supergirl, and this guy wasn't being a dick, but he just said, "Oh, it's too bad because Harloff hated Supergirl." Like, I've never once said that I hated it. I have said I don't think it's very good. I think that it's forgettable. But hate gets thrown out there so much that it's like you got to be careful on how you use that word.
Yeah.
Armada 8YT, genius movie pitches. Ari Aster body snatchers. There you go.
I'll be done with that.
Ron H. Mr. Krabs is Harloff Sr. I want a Krabby Patty. Yeah, there you go. I think that was his first podcast he ever did, by the way.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Alex Z9Z6Z. I missed the show all of last week. I was getting married. Congratulations, Alex.
Hey.
A real human woman, no less. There you go. Appreciate this. Made a last-minute audible at the reception. We walked out to the soundtrack from Masters of the Universe. No one got it, but it was still pretty cool. I got it. That's awesome. The original.
Well, you two got it.
Awesome, Alex. Yeah. Congratulations, my man. That's great. Griffin, Shaw Media. To honor Schmetz, a game rank. Supergirl 84. Civil War. Wait, what's the second one? It's not going to be Civil War. In 20. CW in 2026. I see. I didn't watch the CW one, so But from what I hear, it was really good. So I'll have to put CW as number 1, 84, and then 2026. And I only say 84 because I just have a nostalgia love for it. I think it's pretty terrible from what I remember.
It is.
Yeah.
I would say the CW, then 2026, then Supergirl 84, just because I enjoy Millie Alcock's performance more than Helen Slater's. Nothing against Helen Slater. I love Helen Slater, but that film is dog crap.
Yeah, it's not good. All right. So let's see. DC having an existential crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, they definitely should do that eventually. They got to get there, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bobby, I'm so curious to hear what Chris Carr thought of Supergirl. She sent me her thoughts. I don't want to speak for her, but she'll hear her thoughts on Thursday.
Okay.
Tyler Rubby, 2026. Love you, Roka. Monday and Wednesday, Smets game's my favorite. Smetsy's out this week. He'll be back next week. I just got that text. Dr. Gravity, we need that one time a year free for all. Give me the budget for it, and then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Date could have been a great adventure. Got to be open to more things, Roka. You're mistaken.
Nope.
Going to dinner outside theater might be after a few bumps.
I know you're right.
Yeah.
But that was my first exposure to women in LA using cocaine. Like I was just like, what the fuck?
What is going on? Lord Zuko. Campia said, if this is the kind of leadership and quality control Gunn is going to have over the DCU, then the DCU is in serious trouble. Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful. You got to be careful how you're doing and how you're running stuff. Ron H. After the Pulp Fiction scene with Travolta and Stoltz, I also want 3 games of Mad Men and the $5 shaker. Royale with cheese later. Right. Royale with cheese. Brody Bruce. Only thing missing from Supergirl in the bar scene was a shirtless sex scene. Boys. So good. I can't wait to see that play, by the way. The Lost Boys. Really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Mustafa, I get X for you. Trailer for Robert Eggers' Werewolf is out. Will you both do reaction? John did one. I don't know how viewership will be. How is it doing for you? It would be
I think I've got 1,000 views already on it. I think so. Yeah.
Good. Excalibur. I don't think I'm going to be doing. I'm going to wait for that one. Excalibur 9141. Supergirl tells Sidekick that smoking that guy won't make her happy, and then goes out to him herself and is happy as she's been.
Yeah, but they didn't build to it correctly.
Yeah.
So that moment didn't land the way it was supposed to land because they didn't do enough backstory with her. Yeah.
All right. John, hold on 1 second. Just
sure, bro.
Can you just
yeah, you want to put me in the single?
Just literally just.
All right, let's see where we left off. Bring up PLD. Bring yourself in here. Let's have a little fun. Where are you at? Bring your bitch ass in here, PLD. Let's see where we leave off at. Supergirl. There you go. There he is. Look at it. I can't even hear you. You're muted, you moron. Have you ever done this before?
Well, me, this guy, all right. I have to mute myself so I don't yell at you.
Why
I have
are
to
you
stop
in a
myself from
different?
yelling at you.
Are you in a different? That's good. That's good. Are you in a different location now? Because last time you were in like some basement. Where
I just moved. I just moved to a new place.
Moved houses? What? That's they took it out. That was
beat it. Beat it. Beat it.
Yeah, basically that was.
Thanks, PLD. Excalibur. He sees the good. I see the truth line makes no sense. She had a loving family who died. Why so many people? Why who are? Yeah, it wasn't built up enough.
Exactly, they didn't.
It wasn't
present
built up
that.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it's true. Okay, next one. Andrew Sanchez. I think Supergirl being a mid-movie puts more pressure on Gunn, but also an opportunity for him to take huge credit leverage if Man of Tomorrow succeeds box office and quality-wise. Praying for Clayface. Yeah, I hope Clayface works. I mean, I really do. I'm praying for that one too.
I think you're right in the first sentence too.
I'll tell you, my 14 will probably actually be interested in that one too. I'm going to show her the trailer for it. I think she likes the horror stuff, so
nice.
I might like it.
Did she like Widow's Bay? Has she watched Widow's Bay yet?
You know what? I don't know if she's watched that. I should probably tell her about that. She's going to be
really good.
She's actually going to be. I'm going to take her to see Minions with me tonight, so she's
nice.
She's coming into the office in a little bit, but I'll ask her about that. You know, she might like that. She likes a lot of anime stuff, and she finds like a lot. She was the one who told me first about Digital Circus.
Of course. Yeah.
All right, let's see. We do this one.
Yes, we just
did this one. Oh yes, we did. Mike Joyce. Rocky is fine, but I feel it's people for your age. No offense. Saw the first one and have no desire to see the rest. Creed is great though. Yeah, I disagree with you. I think there's tons of people that were younger generations that actually did respond to it too. People and Seth. Did I say Seth Green before?
No, you said Seth Rogen.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is not much younger than me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Derek Johnson. It feels like the fans who love the comic used for this Supergirl movie are. Oh, wait. It feels like the fans who love the comic used for the Supergirl movie are way more pissed and disappointed than the dude bros who don't feel like. Yeah, I think that's the thing, that people who really loved it, you know,
But that's the thing. They failed on multiple levels.
Yeah.
Even with the people who like the comic, who would be the built-in audience, they messed it up too. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, sweetie. Say hi. Come say hi.
Yo.
Say hi. Wave to that.
I mean,
All right. Beat it. Go enjoy Toy Story. Get there. Not going anymore either? Oh. Why don't you go to the other theater? Oh, all right. You're going to get pedicures. All right, fine. I'll take it as all right. So yes, DJ, I agree with you. I think that people were bummed about that for sure. So what's is Widow's Bay? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Widow's Bay.
Vivi, have you watched Widow's Bay?
It's on Apple TV.
On Apple TV, have you watched Widow's Bay? No. I think you might like it. It's like a horror type show. People said you might like it. All right, I'll meet you. I'll meet you out there in a second. All right. Mike Joyce. We did that one already. Okay. Scar, DDT. Hope you guys are doing great. I've always wondered who the guy in the blue shirt with the mic is in the background. Oh, okay. Also, have you considered reacting to video game cutscenes and stories of people that don't play video games? The GTA thing is something I might eventually try to do, like the thing. That is Christian Slater from Pump Up the Volume, which is one of my favorite movies. And it's like, it was literally the inspiration of, like, one of the reasons I've always wanted to be on the radio and do stuff was that movie. So yeah, that's why. But I don't know. Cutscenes could be an interesting thing. I don't have enough knowledge in it. I don't want it to seem like I'm just doing it because I think that it could pull views. You know, I wanted to have knowledge on it, you know?
Yeah. You want to be excited about it.
Yeah, for sure. There's only 3 left, John.
Okay.
Just watched that Project Hail Mary movie, and my God, I miss seeing this in the theaters. It was a good one. My dad was not a fan.
What?
Yeah, because this was his overall review. He texted me this morning. He said, I finished the movie. It was a good buddy movie, but not my kind of movie, and too long. The review of an almost 80-year-old man. So actually, she's 81. What the hell am I talking about?
Well, Derek, if you haven't seen it, I did a 10-minute video on my channel about Rocky the Rock, about the Rock in the movie. Maybe if you want to watch it and let me know what you think, I'd love it. Thank you, Derek.
Greenie, Roka, any plans on the World Cup stream schedule?
Yeah, for right now, just the USA one on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do one tomorrow, but the stuff we're so busy right now with everything in summer and the movies, so it's harder to schedule these. But yeah, probably Wednesday night. Yeah.
Johnny, poor PLD. Oh, PLD. All right, that was it, guys. You guys are so generous today.
Thank you, guys.
Super nice. John's got a head start here by 132. Huge nomination donations here. Really appreciate it, John. Before you go, where can I find you? Oh, that's not me. That's that. There you go. Perfect.
At the Roka Says on all social media. Head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/John Roka Says. And I always forget to plug the Cinephiles, my podcast I've been doing for 10 years now. We just crossed 10-year anniversary. We talked about Interstellar. We just dropped our newest episode, 3rd part of our Interstellar discussion. We start Oppenheimer after this week. So thank you all so much. Have a great Monday. Thanks, Kristian. Much love.
Bye, everybody. My wife just revealed. I wish everybody could see. Are you excited? Yeah. What are you doing? All right. Making noises? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, people are watching right now. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for being here as always. Got one more here too. I've seen movies this week since Super Mario, Michael, Devil Wears Prada 2, The Sheep Detectives, Master Universe, Toy Story 5. The only underwhelm is Supergirl. Do you want to see The Sheep Detectives? You do want to see that because it's out now. We can watch it at home. Because come on, get out of here now. Beat it. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate you being here. And yes, I out of the ones that I need to see Sheep Detectives as well. But you guys rule. Thank you so much. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. You guys, again, thank you to PLT. Thank you to Luke. Thank you to Alex. And I don't know who Alex is, but thank you to Alex anyway. Thank you to Sam and thank you to MK. Appreciate it for everybody for being here. And we'll be back here tomorrow. We got my out of the theater reaction tonight on Minions. I got a few other things going on for the rest of the week. So appreciate you. We'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
Did you shit in there?